to, oh yeah, that's right, it's season finale, and I have to switch it over early. So, hello everyone, this is Blood in the Bayou here on Rep RPG, our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. That is something I started doing at the beginning of the season, was surprising the players, and I had to do it for the season finale. Had to.
Bite me.
This will be our season finale. We're going to take a little bit of time off due to the holidays and work schedules and all the good real life stuff. But don't forget, you can always catch up and re-listen on YouTube and the podcasts. So let's see. Cody, Pixie, who would like to do the Rep RPG?
I guess that is me. Hello, welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions, and we do RPGs. That is what we do. That's why it is in the title. So normally you can find our D&D 5e high fantasy game on Monday nights. It is called Disasters in Danger. We, very much like Vampire the Masquerade here, are going to be taking the month of December off. And I know what you're thinking. Does that mean we get no RPG goodness from Rep RPG? And I say no. That is not the case, because we are trying to put together one-shots throughout the first few weeks of December. We are specifically looking for DMs. We have called it DM December. So if you're looking for forever DMs or people that DM other shows on different channels, or even right here on Rep, we want to run one-shot games with you, for you. And give back to all those DMs that run games all year long and rarely get the chance to play. Also, throughout the month of December, we are going to be, we got some video gaming to do. We got some Gloomhavening. We've got a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be the stress of the holidays will not come from the channel. That'll be minimal at best. So thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, and also head on over to thecriticaldice.com. If you head over to The Critical Dice, you can enter the promo code REPRPG, REPRPG. That'll get you 20% off of your entire non-subscription order. But if you want a subscription, guess what? You just got to use that associate link in the chat, and you'll get 50% off your first month of your subscription of the Endless Dice Box. Or
watching Matthew scramble to mime his own promo that Cody has taken over.
Yeah.
He can have it.
I
just get to silently show off dice and pins, and because I only have so many, I just cycle between the two of them. But what you guys don't hear is me going, yeah, but
that's part of the fun.
I'm genuinely sorry. Just for the
take it.
I will stop now.
Keep it.
Yeah, please.
Keep it.
No. But thecriticaldice.com. Check them out.
And Pixie, did you want to talk about your one shots? What we kind of got in store for?
No, I do not. Cody will just start doing them for me.
So also
okay, stop talking. So I'm going to be casting those over on the Rep Discord as we speak. Many nights as I can wrangle a cast. Various Christmas and holiday themed one shots. A favorite returning system is going to be the Inspector system, which we renamed for the holidays, Elf Specters. A delightful sitcom style game system in which you can cut to confessional at any moment and actually change what's happening in the game, which is exceptionally fun when you give that to a bunch of elves doing Santa's bidding for the holidays. So it was one of our most popular one shots to date, and I already have a lot of plans for this next couple of them running in this system, and as well as a couple of other super fun things. I will be filling in extra days of the week that we're not doing DM Decembers with that for as often and as many people as can join me. So if you haven't already checked out the Casting Calls channel on the Discord, please do so. Scroll up a little bit. I've asked for availability for many days of the week. You have to have a quality enough streaming setup to be able to have audio and video, and good enough internet connection. But other than that, I'll see what I can do. Let's make some Christmas magic, y'all. It's my favorite thing.
So that is Rep RPG. I'm your host tonight, Sway, on my channel, we are actually doing for December D&D 101. We have a bunch of people in my server who, for a variety of reasons, mostly toxic individuals in our lovely community, telling people that they couldn't learn D&D, or no, you're a girl, you can't play D&D, or whatever. And so I asked my Discord server who wanted to learn how to play D&D, and we had a very big turnout for that. So all of December, we're going to be doing D&D 101. We're taking them from level 1 to level 3. They've already made their characters, so that's going to be amazing. Not as many like, oh, I guess I should be a healer. Like, no, be a badass barbarian, rogue druid if you want to be. They were allowed to pick whatever they wanted from published 5e material. I did kind of knock down the classes a little bit to be the standard race, or sorry, the races, the standard races with a few exotics in there. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that utter and complete chaos of running a 10-person plus DM little mini series campaign. So, but what we're doing tonight is the season finale of Blood in the Bayou. For season 1, we've taken a bunch of young mortals who had their own problems and goals and ambitions, and we took all of that away from them and gave them immortal life, or immortal existence, should I say, and watched the transition between bumbling mortals to bumbling baby vamps, and watching them actually learn how to survive the nights in New Orleans. The majority of them, anyways. So, it seems like some of the older kindred of New Orleans probably could have taken a lesson of how to prepare and survive the night. And instead of trying to build this wonderful, idealistic empire, actually bend down to their bestial, animalistic, predatory, untrusting behaviors, and it could have probably helped them out a little bit more. So as we dive into tonight, the coterie has met at LSS or LaSav for the Coven, the coterie's haven. Sorry, I was gonna say Coven, and about the plan of action going forward and trying to see, is the prince really dead? If he's not, how do we restore him to power? How should we restore him to power? Is everybody else dead? But before we dive in, I would like to go around the table and have everyone pick a number between 1 and 4. Siren, we will start with you.
2.
2. Okay.
3.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
3.
3. And Victor.
1.
1. I like it. Okay. You got the gem card. So, something we kind of did at the for a few pivotal moments throughout the campaign. So, season 1, essentially. Things that might affect the players, or things for them to strive forward. Oh, somebody got the Addison card too.
Party?
Somebody got the party card.
Party!
So,
Oh no.
for Siren, something to keep in mind, to either strive to or be wary of in some ways, is the play card. The Addison party card. Should you go forth and be a little bit more free spirited and less caring of results and actions? We saw how that happened last time. For Gem, you got the versatility card. Now, last time you got the pillar card, which showed you that you could be either one seeking a pillar of strength and fortitude within the coterie, or you were the sign of reason and resolve among the others. In a lot of ways, you've proved both. Sometimes Gem is the voice of reason. For Jace, a lot like the play card. Get wild, my little button pusher. You have a variety of ways to seek out your own wilderness, to seek out ways for you to explore and create. Some supernaturally, more so than others. And Victor got the aforementioned gem card, the pillar card. And that definitely fits for Victor as a source of strength and foundation and resolute resolve. So he already might already be there. But we're going to dive in tonight and open up as the camera pulls in to the Haven. And we see the coterie and Lucy sitting there discussing a plan of action with a map on the table of New Orleans and little figurines of each clan along the map as you guys decide what to do as you guys go forward into the darkness of the night.
It's VTM Monopoly, y'all.
I forgot about Victor's minis.
His mini
fully
painted-
painted minis.
This is ridiculously detailed, old man.
I forgot about this. Oh Lord.
Should we be concerned about this?
Or impressed, one or the other.
Concerned?
Okay.
So just a recap, I will have told the coterie, having come back from the gangrel, that she's on board. She wants to find the prince. We've talked through things. Feels like Hancock is the bad guy, and the reasons why, specifically that the gangrel was safe because they can burrow underground. Looks like kind of a setup for the potential anarch clans in New Orleans, because the gangrel and the Bruja were the two primogens not ashed, as it were. That if we find the sheriff, we potentially find the prince, and that I want to speak with Ramos, the head of the primogen of the Bruja, to kind of make sure that we know where they stand on everything, because they're the two strongest leaders, I guess, at the moment. So if I missed anything, I'm kind of recapping one for Cody, but also for
that was pretty much it. It was Ramon instead of Ramos.
Ramon. Apologies.
I mean, that's pretty much, you met with RQ from the gangrel. She said that she melded with the earth, which is very much like turns into smoke, seeks into the soil like 10 feet down, like untouchable for the most part.
Because I think it's worth mentioning, because Cody was recapping for Cody. He won't admit it. Cody's on a shit ton of painkillers and a muscle relaxer right now because he got seriously hurt this morning. So, like, if he's a little foggy on shit, it's not because he's not paying attention. It's because he's medicated to his gills. So, just by the way, we may have to repeat some things for Cody tonight.
That's more than understandable. Well, I'm glad you made it tonight, and if you need to step away for any reason, just wave and we'll make it happen.
Or
Absolutely.
just lay down. Just lay down on the and then.
I'll just, I would do the planking bit from the OG days,
From the OG days.
but that would just be, you would just hear me crying. Not even like I'd mute my mic, but you would hear it on Caitlin's.
Hear it anyway.
So.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's kind of what Victor remembers. He does have two other people to kind of contact to see where they might be or what the state of things in New Orleans is. One is Rebecca Chase, which he had started to message,
Yeah, you had
or
messaged.
text.
That's on me. I actually forgot that you had messaged at the last little bit of the session.
That's that's fine. I can get a response here in a minute, and then checking in, one, to make sure that they haven't done anything stupid, but also just where they are. Checking in on Alexander. is also on the list. So that's my checklist. Talk to Rebecca, talk to Alexander, go see Ramon, and kill Hancock. That's what I've got on my to-dos.
I like it.
Um,
Go for it.
The minute you said, we think Hancock is the bat, she put Jim earmuffed and started, la, 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 and goes right back to her office.
And the only one that might realize why is Victor. Victor's been around
yeah.
long enough. Victor knows the web or the madness network for the Malkavians. Of some people can access basically an internal Malkavian and Malkavian internet in their brain. Sometimes they just hear voices, and even if they believe that they're fake, they might actually be real. Of other Malkavians. Sometimes they just get essentially a premonition or a gut feeling about something and not know why, and it's coming from one of the other Malkavians, whether it's sent directly or indirectly or consciously or subconsciously. There's no science to it. It's supernatural madness network. So as Jem walks away, earmuffing, leave it to you guys.
I think Iris also mentioned the network.
She did. She mentioned it when she was going over
Yes,
the
over
books, the clan books.
Yep. Which I still. Why is that man a Malkavian? Why is our prince a Malkavian? Okay. I was able to, while you guys were recovering, I was able to have a discussion with Iris, and my thought is sort of on the same lines as Victor's, that it, if not specifically Hancock, that it's somebody on the inside, which lines up with everything that he found out. I think Jace is gonna hold close to his chest the detail about how the prince became the prince. But so do we, if we think that it's Hancock, then where do we want to go first? Do we think that the sheriff is going to be a good person to go contact, or do we think that that's going to be a possible
Well, you see Luke
confrontation?
walk forward to essentially the game table here, and you still see the blood soaked, like just the edges of her eyes from crying, and she sits there and she spins the cracked mirror for the Malkavian emblem on the game table. He's not a murderer, but he is an amazing fucking chess player.
So he may not have killed somebody. He just may be moving more pieces than we like to think.
Well, and she looks at you and she's, well, he could have been the killer. It just would be out of sorts for him. He's got his own little issues that stop him from directly interfering and associating with a lot of other kindred.
That's what pawns are for, though, if you're clever.
She moves a few of the other pieces towards the cracked mirror. The Gangrel, the Bruja, and the Nosferatu.
If you were playing him, which pieces would you take out first?
If I was playing him, I would reset the game. Honestly, the only two people to survive, aside from him, who had any direct power within the city, is RQ and Ramon. RQ really just wants to be left the fuck alone and protect her people. We can all respect that, and we all have. I can't say that I always agree with her fucking assholery. I had no qualms pulling a gun on any of her fucking people. But at the same time, it's not saying that she wouldn't be motivated if she thought it'd be better to keep her people safe in another way. Ramon, he's a shit stirrer, but he's usually loyal to whoever he says he's loyal to. He makes a big declaration when he wants to split up from somebody.
He's also not stupid, as we've discussed previously.
Exactly.
But from what I understand, the prince had doubts about them, which whether they were planted doubts or genuine. I think it's still worth speaking with Ramon face to face before we find Hancock.
Okay. And the sheriff?
Best I can tell from what RQ believes, that is where the prince would be with the sheriff.
Siren looks at Lucy, said, "You said he was really good at chess. You said he was clever. You said, I believe, Caitlin not remembering if it was ever said in her presence, but Siren thinking it was. He always is kind of one step ahead of the game. So do you find a person like Hancock, or do you wait for him to find you?"
His haven, his place isn't that well. It's not that well kept of a secret.
Exactly.
The issue is he is usually 1 to 2 steps of. When I say that he's a chess player, he's more of the person who plays the chess players who play their pieces for him.
Puppet master chess player. Amazing.
But at the same time, there's an ego there that he just believes that he is 2 steps ahead, and we usually just look at, you're not doing anything anyway, so who cares what game you're playing?
There was something that Grin said. Siren has a good idea.
That doesn't sound right.
No. It was Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Those two are things that you've gotten confused in your head.
No, it's actually pretty straight. Hancock's smart. He's ahead of everything. He's thought of everything. But I don't know what his madness is. Sorry, I don't know how else to put that.
Madness, derangement, it's our own special little superpowers. We all have one.
We used to just call it shell shocked, but that's cool. Have you guys ever seen the episode where it's, oh God, how did the little Indian boy put it? The bottle episode where it's Jake and
Oh, you're
and the
mixing up TV
captain.
shows now. We're mixing our television shows. Okay.
Jake and the captain are interrogating the murderer, the dentist murderer that had done the perfect crime. But
And
eventually,
he was so proud of his crime that when they accused him of being stupid, he outed himself.
right. So what if I take credit for everything and we call the leadership of the clans to a neutral location, my new seat of power? I claim New Orleans, and he shows up, and then he's with everybody. And if nobody gives him credit for what he's done, and he doesn't get the result he wants, he might out himself.
Yeah, but that's missing a lot of steps. For a long time, they made him prove that he was smarter than them. You're skipping to the end of the story.
Also, that's kind of, unless we let everybody know that they need to be in on it, that's kind of trusting that everybody isn't gonna just
Murder you
kill
immediately.
you.
You might take a few of them down with you, but I don't think you're going to get the end result you want either. It's a good concept, but I think we're missing some big steps in the middle.
So, a storyteller aside, just so you guys can kind of see where his character might be coming from, aside from the Gangrel and the Bruja, maybe Hancock, no one knows, realistically Victor is the oldest kindred in New Orleans at the moment. Whether he would have the sway to actually pull we're now Camarilla under Victor, but it definitely, he is the oldest one. That no one knows exactly how old Hancock is, but
and to add to that, in character, I bet I can get the Venture to back me.
I'm sorry, what?
I bet I can get the Venture and the Gangrel to back me. And who's the oldest Tremere in the city now?
the oldest one that you would know, Jace, is Iris, but you don't know a lot of the hermetic side of the Tremere. You've been purposefully kept away from that.
Yeah. That's
Even-
a good question.
I mean, if it's even a Tremere sect.
No, the Tremere are a secretive bunch.
Yeah,
So
they are.
good question.
You want to do one better?
I mean, other than that, we also have the Prince's two Childer here.
No, I mean, say this idea is the best plan to come up with, which makes me uncomfortable for a lot of reasons. You know, it'd be more fun. Have
no.
Alexis claim the city. That's a plan that isn't even
Oh.
here. And they've already been wrapped up in some problematic shit. You want to really piss him off? This person should not have even been out. I don't think he had a say in that situation.
Victor, you would know that with the current clan issues between the Lasombra, the Sabbats, and the Camarilla, and most notably the Ventru, that it would just be a blood hunt if Alexis ever decided, or Alex or Alexis ever decided to claim power in a Camarilla-owned city.
Right.
In trying to, I assumed as much, but in trying to incite a potential chaos situation while Victor could keep an eye out for things instead of being in the middle of it was the thought process.
100%. That would be completely chaotic. That does work.
I could appoint them a position of power, unseat the sheriff, put that may also draw the sheriff out of hiding. And if they know where the prince is, giving
Yeah, but-
Alexis a position of power accomplishes almost the same thing.
Except you get to watch from the wings and watch who misbehaves. It's harder to do when all the spotlights are on you.
I'm hoping you, and he looks at the members of the coterie, will do the watching in the wings. If we do not think this will draw out the sheriff, draw out Hancock, and bring together the power players of New Orleans to sort out and hopefully have Hancock reveal himself, I am willing to field other ideas. I'm also happily willing to go and talk to all of these other people. Or if you just want me to hunt him down, I can try.
Again, apparently he's not hiding necessarily. And Lucy said it's not super well protected or a big secret. I even don't think the sheriff is necessarily hiding in a place where we wouldn't be able to find them. If he knows who he can trust in a small way, he probably knows he can trust, well, Jem. I don't think he's hiding from her. I don't necessarily think he's hiding from us. And he told you to be a shield. I don't think he's hiding from you. I don't think mistrusting or tricking the sheriff is the way to go about this. We may need to trick some other people, but I don't think she is one of them. I do not trust a lot of people in this city. But she came to us when she maybe shouldn't have, and she trusted us for a minute, enough not to just run us all through while we went about some. When we were new and had the potential to be very stupid.
That is true. The sheriff did come to us specifically to ask about some things and to sort of give us some pointers.
And responsibility. She asked you to keep
Yeah.
an eye on some things. To the point where she even suggested that you could use her as an intermediary when you couldn't get a hold of the prince, that you could get a hold of her or the hounds.
And we have not taken advantage of that, but she did offer. I don't think she's trying to hide from us at all.
Oh, you all have her phone number.
Forget whose phone number we have and whose phone
I
Yeah,
know,
we
because-
don't have an
Listen,
IRL Rolodex.
Well,
Like
and
we
that's the
all
thing is,
need
we're actually
contact
going
sheet.
to create that for season 2.
Thank God.
But when she,
phone tree.
because it is something that happened like in episode 2 that hasn't
Yeah.
been needed or brought up, but you guys
Yeah.
all do have
Yeah.
the sheriff's phone number, or she gave you a number to get in contact with her, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, I think that staging a coup in order to bring out Hancock and possibly lure him into something is a good rough idea to pin onto the cork board.
Just
I
having the
wonder if
pieces to
we-
support it is gonna
Well,
be
I wonder if we get some more information before aligning ourselves too heavily onto one idea. I think if we go talk to Ramon now, and then on our way we can try and get in contact with the sheriff and at least see if they are willing to talk to us.
If you
There's
all
a-
have a
There's
point
a
of
big, yeah, we do. We have well, theoretically, as of several months ago, we have we have a point of contact that may or may not have been gotten rid of since a night ago, but in theory we do, and we can at least see if they're willing to talk to us. If they act like they're not, or something seems shady, then I think we roll with that. But I think for now we try and get into contact with the sheriff and then go talk to Ramon, see what they're thinking.
Can I look around the bar? And I'm specifically looking for rats or birds.
Okay, go ahead and make me a what would be the best one for this?
With awareness?
Yeah,
That's the standard,
yeah,
like,
we'll go with wits
perception.
awareness. I was gonna see if there's something I like specifically, but
Oh.
you know, the doors are usually open throughout wits awareness would be fine.
Well, the
Okay.
doors wouldn't be open.
They're not right now. You guys aren't
now.
having
Yeah.
you're not having this conversation, which is, but
Uh,
Joey
y-
ran people out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking for Gangrel. That might be
Mhm.
Of course. Yeah.
spying on us. 2 successes.
2 successes.
One is a critical.
No, not
Okay.
if there is, it's not where you guys are at, and you don't see anything that catches your eye. No quick movement, no
Sure.
scurrying
That's
around.
fine. Okay. All right. I'll talk to Ramon.
Okay.
If
Do
you want to reach
do you want
out,
to go alone? Or
any of you are welcome to come with me.
okay.
And I look at Lucy. Or are you gonna insist on having this conversation, or
I'm going to adhere to the same promise that RQ gave you.
one night? I'm good with that.
I would love to stick around though, if that's at all possible.
I'm not kicking you out.
She gives like this little goblin grin, little tear, like blood-stoked tear goblin grin. She goes, I'm bringing the guns, but I'll bring my patience. And she kind of like happily prances off, and she's going to go back to talk to Jem. But while Jem is away, you guys are left to discuss amongst yourselves.
Byron, do you want to go with them or?
I honestly don't know at this point. I I keep feeling like we're missing something.
I do too.
I feel like we're missing something big. Like there's somewhere we're not covering. Like there's somewhere we need to be watching that we
Yeah.
haven't.
Part of me wants to, while Victor, while you're going to Ramon, part of me kind of wants to go to the chantry and see what I can spy there.
Storyteller, before we started, fuck splitting the party.
I
All of us right
know.
now. We have so
Well,
many different
I
missions we need to do.
So well, here's the thing.
I
is-
was trying to put them all in one spot.
I know
get
you
that,
were.
I get
So we could do that and then like talk to them as they arrive. Be like, hey, welcome. Are you on the bride side or the groom side? Let's ask you, how do you feel about coups or not coups? Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So please take over.
Begs the question: would vampires react to a polygraph test? No, everything's dead.
There's no life signs.
Making
Jace
sure.
Jace would know that every time that he's been to the chantry, there's been the little old lady named Margaret at the desk, and then one door behind her. And that door magically changes to whatever is needed or requested. So you could go to the chantry.
I'm not gonna be able to spy on people. Fine.
Exactly.
Now,
Now,
like my plans
wanna
with
go to
cool
the
rooms.
like the common area, if you want to go to the Slytherin common area or the Hufflepuff common area. Okay, let's be real. Y'all side is not the Hufflepuffs, but like the Slytherin or the darker Slytherin side of
Sure.
the common rooms, that might be an option, but it's like, I'm going to go just storm in there, like either talk to somebody or watch what they're doing. It's not going to happen.
Sure.
Which is kind of why Alex and their friend got caught.
Got fucked. Yeah. Which, Victor, I talked to Iris, and she was not the stop that Alex and their friend, she wasn't the place that their lengthy Tremere stop happened. She was the place that they were sent to be disposed of. I'm not sure who that stop was, but it's entirely possible that they've been dealt with at the moment.
Victor would know that most chantry business happens inside the chantry, and probably one of the only reasons why Iris got a hold of either one, let alone both, is they were done with their experimentation and was going to toss essentially the scraps over to the literal witches of the Tremere. Here, you can now play with them.
Yeah.
Victor will nod along and sort of, I appreciate that. I just matters of revenge are often easier sorted out from seats of power, or at least favors with those who hold it.
Yeah.
If I make it through this night and I can put the Order of New Orleans back, I get a feeling I'd be owed pretty much anyone.
There. All right. So I'll Jace will pull out his phone and at least text that number that we were given for the sheriff. Are you available?
Okay. So you text that number. Victor, what do you text to Rebecca Chase? You wanted to get a hold of Rebecca Chase.
Yes. Dear RC, it has been some hours since our last communication, and while the world has turned itself upside down, I have sorted a, albeit poorly conceived, plan filled with what would be to your people an admirable amount of treachery and deceit. I hope that in the coming nights you might think fondly of me and trust that I seek to fulfill our arrangement to the greatest of its abilities. Into that end, seek to know not just your mind, but the mind of your people. Yours truly, VSC.
Okay. And while those texts go off,
J, VSJ. That's my name. My name
I
is
knew what you.
James.
I knew what you
Yes.
meant.
Haha.
When that text message goes off, now Jem, you hear a knock on your office door. It's almost rhythmic.
Hey, Lucy.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
And she comes in, and she sits in the chair opposite you at your desk, and actually takes both pistols and puts them on the desk. I think we get to kill our uncle tonight.
I don't know. Wait. He's your sire too?
No, but I mean, there's only 4 of us.
Oh.
Because your father is not dead.
Okay.
Why did you leave?
Because I can't keep him out, and I don't need to know anything because he can see it the minute he meets me. I can't know what's going on.
She leans forward and she goes, okay, hold on. That's sometimes, it's not all the time. The closer he is, the easier it is. It's okay. As much shit that I have tried to pull, some of it in which I've gotten away with, there's no fucking way he knows what we're doing over here.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
I mean, you could carry that axe like you had a plan.
No. But I don't have time. So I have an axe instead.
If you had more time, what would you do?
Scream. Just scream. Break everything.
What if screaming is exactly what we need right now?
Then just tell me who to scream at, I guess.
The next time you think that he's poking around in places that he shouldn't be, scream. Scream in your minds with everything that you can. No one likes
Got it.
that much noise.
Oh, you kind of like it.
I need it. And she kind of like puts her hand on the table. You ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
I honestly think that we're the only ones that realize that we're in the Matrix. Besides the crazy ones, like the kind who believe that we're actually in a simulation and they're just going to be able to like pull the plug one day. But I think we're actually in the Matrix. I think that's why we, who are the closest ones to getting out, can actually hear the thoughts.
Huh.
But he can't listen to a song if the song is on 11.
And it goes to 11.
In a lot of ways. And she taps the axe on the desk and she grabs her guns and walks out. Do you stop her and say anything?
No. Hey, Whiskey Lou, I have to go take care of some things. So take care of yourself. Help yourself to some whiskey if you'd like. And don't hurt anybody and don't get into trouble. And yeah, I love you. I'll see you when I get home, okay? Okay. She'll get the axe and go outside.
Okay. There's no discernible response. You hear, as you shut the door, you almost hear the sound of like your chair move from inside, but there's no discernible reaction. And so you guys go back out, and she very happily, like, this is a different person than it was 2 hours ago with the rage filled, like, I'm going to get my prince back.
Lucy's ready to do a murder, and she's excited about it.
She likes her murder. Yeah.
We love the Lucy.
I love Lucy. Yep, you said it. And then, so you guys are back into the common area, and she goes back to spinning the little mirror, the little cracked mirror emblem on the table. Let you guys talk.
So where are we going?
I think we're gonna go talk to Ramon,
Okay.
head of the Bruja. Did the text that I sent go through? I don't
It
need to know if
did.
I got a
It did.
reply yet because I don't. Okay, perfect. I also I texted our contact for the sheriff to see if they're available.
And
So
I was going to say you both get the same text back, but Rebecca Chase wouldn't respond with that. Jace, you get a map and a question mark, like a map emoji and a question mark. Victor, you get VSC, comma, and it's more of a paragraph format than in a letter format.
Yeah, business letter.
Essentially, yeah. And
to whom it may concern.
I do so greatly appreciate your contact and your indebtedness to the cause. I hope that our arrangement can still be fruitful and multiply for further generations.
Fucking ship it. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Everyone in this game is Rebecca Chase sexual.
Yes. Let that woman walk on you, Victor. Oh my God. You
Yes.
deserve it. You deserve good things.
These text
she-
messages.
She goes, there may be in times ahead that I can put my cause behind yours, and I hope that in return you will do the same and put your cause behind mine.
Did she just offer to peg him?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I heard.
That's exactly what she said.
She says, she goes on to say, please let me know upon your earliest convenience and a place and time in which we can meet. And she just very respectfully, RC.
All right. So when I know where we're doing it, I'm sending that to her. Cool. So I'm headed to Ramon's. Are you all coming, or is this a solo journey?
No, I feel like at this point in the again, something missing. I feel like the less possibility there is for crossed wires and miscommunications and pieces being left out of the puzzle, the better.
All right.
Yeah. While we're on our way, let's figure out where we want to meet with the sheriff. I think they're available to meet. But we can meet up with them after we talk to Ramon.
Siren will start texting because she's anxious. Hammy, she's not going to one of the side boys. She's not going. She's going to the one she trusts second most.
Second most. Okay. So what do you text Hammy?
A bar glass in a car. Question mark. Like, can you give us a ride from the bar?
And you get a happy face emoji and the thumbs up.
Precious Hammy. Good. Amazing.
Yeah, we stand Hammy. I like Hammy.
We really
I
do.
am.
I got us a ride for whenever we're ready.
Okay.
I think the fewer chances we can take right now, picking a driver we trust.
Yeah.
One of the few people in the city I actually still trust right now.
Now my question is this: do you text back locations for Ramon's rail car, essentially, or are you going to meet with those individuals after Ramon?
Rebecca Chase is definitely after Ramon.
Yeah.
Chase.
I was gonna say, let's not group all those together. Like, huh?
Well, that's what I was
Um,
wondering. I didn't know if you were looking for essentially backup to go talk to Ramon. Okay.
No, I think it's more that we're just trying to plan our dance card.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you guys know that Ramon, well, Victor knows this because Bruja in the city, that he owns where you can usually find him at is essentially a dinner train railway throughout the city, where you go on and you sit down and the kind eat food while they watch the city roll by.
All right. I think I'm running. My bike is not here. My bike is at the
It's still,
Pixie Hollow.
yeah.
Victor, do you want to ride in the car?
I mean,
I may get a
rephrase
ride.
that. Victor, would you ride in the car so we don't, as a group, lose track of each other for just once?
He starts to nod, but I notice the murder of crows that have gathered in the city.
You
It
guys
was
are, you
just
guys are,
one, right?
well, you just noticed one because it landed next to you. You guys have not gotten back outside for you to make
We haven't exited outside.
you haven't exited outside.
I think we are now establishing that we are headed.
Okay.
Like we have opened the doors.
Okay,
The
so-
car
Yes,
is
at least
here.
to go outside. Yeah.
So go ahead and roll me another wits awareness, and this can be for everybody if you would like to kind of
Okay.
surveil the area.
Can I add my kindred
You
focus?
can, yes.
All right.
Since you're
Thanks.
specifically looking for something like this.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, how many hungry am I? Oh, I'm too hungry.
Ooh,
That's upset. That's upset.
3. Okay.
3.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
One success and one crit fail on my hunger die.
I'm not gonna get you a crit failure for
Thank
looking
you.
around.
What, I don't succumb to the beast while
No.
looking
Beast,
around?
the beast hates these
I know
kinds
there's
of
something here. I
games.
gotta find it.
I can feel it.
I'm
Four
looking
successes.
so hard.
Yeah.
The Tremir's compulsion of perfection could be fun there. But it doesn't really. It's like critical successes don't automatically,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
D&D.
No, I got you.
You were looking under the desk, but you rolled a nat 1 and you cracked your head, and now you're past. No, I'm not gonna do that to you.
No.
So, Victor, you notice, like, when you're looking around, you notice that there are some crows perched on some of the buildings. The Siren recognizes the building that you were on top of earlier with that vantage point that you were using to look at the bar. There are about 6. And you look and you're like, oh, there's more than that one. And you look at the other rooftops, and there's a good about 10 to 15 spread throughout the rooftops, but there's about 6 where you were before.
It's at this point that Siren is going to start realizing the crows are not nocturnal by nature.
Mhm.
One was fine, one was a stray. One was a stray who got lost. This many is. Does she notice Victor? Victor, are you? Where are you?
You rolled better than he did. You would notice that
Oh,
he's
yes.
also looking around as well. Victor, you see essentially right across the way, the bar that you actually went to before to meet up at, afterwards. There's the very large white crow on that building, just looking at it.
Do I recognize that from
You would know
my
that
time?
that's RQ.
Okay. I'll sort of do a little
To
At me or the bird?
say that
At
you
the
want to
bird.
talk? Okay.
Yeah.
And you hear a couple like chitters. Like chitters is a bad word. They're literally across the street and upstairs, and you
Yeah.
can hear it. A smaller crow actually comes and lands on your shoulder. It's
Friends of
Yeah,
yours?
as I do. I like when they start like I'm gonna bow my head and kind of be like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just trying to say something to somebody. And so when the small bird comes over,
Again, friends of yours?
um, we think so. Maybe, hopefully, yeah. I think we're friends. We are at the very least, our purposes align, right? And I
it-
kind of give the
it kind
bird a
of like
little
pecks at
yeah.
your Anarch A on your jacket. It kind of pecks at it for a second and
Yeah,
looks at Siren.
on board. Um,
Pleasure. I think.
let them know after we speak with after we hit the rail cars. We may have a potentially dumb or crazy idea. So just I ask that for tonight, as far as our arrangement goes, that there's at least a display of support before the bloodletting.
And it kind of like just a little short little sound, and then hops off your shoulder and goes back up. And there's you see a little bit of chittering, and then they all fly off. There's a few that head into the direction of into the city. There's some that fly back to the northeast where you know that their reserve is.
Yeah.
But for the main part, there's a couple that just kind of stay near where you guys are at. And when when you drive off or walk off, you'll notice that they track you.
Great. I will drive
I'm
off.
sorry. Did you just say bloodletting?
Yes.
Yeah, you're riding in the car.
That's fine. I prefer riding in the car.
Tammy here yet?
Yeah, at this point, it'd be quick enough for him to show up. I was giving you guys a chance to talk, but if there's nothing else, then the scene rolls into Hammy pulling up.
Do we have somewhere that we feel comfortable meeting the sheriff before we get into this car? Or no? Or is the bar the best place?
I think elsewhere is good, but I think discussing it in the vehicle is the safest option.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, because I just need to know a place. I just need to locate, literally just a location.
Yeah.
I'll let them know where I'm headed to see Ramon. And so if you guys want to pick a location close to there, like a cafe across the street or up whatever, that way.
Actually, weirdly, I'm torn between having us meet again, going to the Harry Potter well. It's harder to overhear you when you're in a crowd, but also for breach reasons, we'd have to speak in code the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
So like public has its own perks, like a cafe, a literal
absolutely.
bar. But also private means we can be more open, but we have to find somewhere. That is...
I think I'm just gonna text back.
But the sheriff is capable of, if she can mask.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
you've seen her do that before.
I feel like she's smart enough to not fuck something up in public.
No, I mean she wouldn't. We would. I'm gonna just text back. Same place we had our last meeting, and it's the roof. It's the roof of LaSalle.
Okay.
And hopefully, if it's actually the sheriff, they would know that. But just for posterity's sake, we can be in the car now.
You get a quick response with the red X and like a danger sign, like the little triangular exclamation point sign. And then you get a map pinpoint for for St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Okay. Hold on. I need to find an emoji. So continue with this scene
while you're doing that.
While Matthew does real life research.
Couple things.
Double syringe.
In double syringe. In order of importance. Victor, I'm gonna need to know more details in a second. Hammy. The fuck happened last night? Like she specifically wants to figure out at what point, if he was with him, and if he noticed the phone situation, and if he is still texting that number, that.
Okay. How would you go about finding out if he's texting the same number that you are to reach?
Probably more
Vegas?
subtly, and now I'm uncomfortable. It's
Well, I mean, do you ask to see his phone, or you're like, hey, what's his number? I mean, what do you do to go about finding that out? I'm just
well, for starters, just in case, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Vegas, where I will try to call the number I thought was Vegas's and see if anything in here goes off. I've watched enough Burn Notice
That's
to know
fair.
that you can fake a bug with a cell phone open.
It does not. There's no vibrate that you hear or ringtone that you hear.
Thank God. I don't know what I would have done.
And he goes, honestly didn't know that Vegas had any issues last night until I got a call from one of these fucking Brujah in the city. Don't tell him hey, I'm sorry. And he turns to like Victor. I did not mean that. Sorry. Just an issue with who I work for versus whoever somebody else works for, and looks at you like shit.
You're fine.
Yeah, we
I
don't
have-
care about insulting the Brujah.
I mean, let's. had no connection at all. We don't care about insulting the Brujah. Like, well, hold on now. Let's like.
He goes,
But-
I heard the explosion. I'm pretty sure everybody else did in the fucking city, and didn't know where it was, so I just stayed right where the fuck I was, because not my goddamn business. And about an hour later, you hear the sirens, and then an hour later, I get a text message from an unknown number, and it's two people emojis, and that's usually his way of saying like, yo, I'm hungry. And went to the VFW, picked up some people that were trying to pretend to be us, and well, stolen valor, and they got in the car and got there, and it was not Vegas. It was one of the Brujah. Said that he helped out Vegas. I demanded to see him. Dude, he was fucked up. His entire, I don't know if you've seen him, but his entire arm, I hate to be the one to tell you.
Yeah,
it's-
no, I've trust me, I've seen it.
Okay.
So the Brujah was the one who texted you.
Yeah, he was not in his right mind to.
Can I inside check Hammy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wise. Please do. I'll just keep talking at him.
Insight what?
Insight awareness.
I'll let you do it.
Unless you have a specialty that you would like to add to it, maybe. We also are sitting at 4 and 4 for Boon Dice.
Do you want to do insight awareness, or did you want to do like insight wits,
You can do Wits Insight, yeah.
so that it's a trait skill instead
Yeah.
of 2 skills?
It's pretty decent. So let's go. Okay. 2 success, 1's a crit.
Okay.
Nice.
Jace?
Oh, let's see. 4, 3.
Jace, actually, I kind of want to give you advantage on this. Take another dice roll to that, because you were so skeptical of his story from the get-go.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yeah.
Of everyone?
You've
It's
literally
true.
been trying to piece together each and everything somebody said about this
That is
situation.
absolutely true, because Vegas is a fucking liar. So I have 5 successes.
5 successes, okay.
None
You
of them crits.
You
but-
realize that what Vegas said was that the way that he described it is he had to go hunt, and he was in beast mode the entire time that he was hunting,
and then he killed one, and then he was no longer beast mode, but he was still
and he
hungry.
was still hungry. But what Hammy is saying is that he hand delivered 2 meals.
Huh. Okay. Got it. Good to know. Good to know. I'm gonna. No, I don't. Sorry,
Actually,
sorry, Siren.
you-
I don't want to do that.
You were
in front of
there
you,
for
but-
that
Yes, I
conversation.
was.
I want you to go roll a Wits Insight too.
Yep. Fuck me.
While she's doing that, I text the sheriff alligator smiley face X question mark.
Asking if they're Nosferatu, yes?
No, saying
If
grin,
Grin
grin,
Oh.
no.
Bryn's dead.
He didn't come to the
Grin is-
place.
Grin is dead.
Is he?
Grin was
All
one of the Primogen that died.
I didn't remember that he was there.
I did,
forgot, I
because
forgot that,
that
Grin
was
was
my
there as
future.
well.
I can't
That was
believe
my
you,
future
you guys,
consort.
my favorite Primogen, y'all just forgot.
Oh, excuse me, my favorite Primogen. We were gonna get married and have
This
weird
is true.
Harley Killer Croc.
Then never mind. I'm
Chronicles.
not gonna text. I'm not gonna text that. I'm just gonna text a check mark.
3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes. You also put that together as well. That from the story that he told you doesn't exactly match up with what Hammy is saying.
Sh- mm,
But the fact that there's a Bruja in the same situation that had control of Vegas while beasted out
yeah,
and still 2 losses of life. The same facts, but in a different order.
in a different. And if he actually was beast mode, he may not be lying. He just may not know. He may genuinely not know. But it also, I don't know how that works for anybody in particular because I haven't been there. But okay. I'm gonna put a pin in that later. That's enough for right this second. As Siren starts drumming on the dashboard. Okay, Victor, what the fuck did we miss? Why are you
What-
friends with the crows in the town?
I told you I went and spoke with the gangrel,
And
and they promised not to kill Hancock tonight, and we're most likely going to do it tomorrow. So that's what we wanted, right? We're getting the man that killed the prince. That's what we're sorting out. And I was able to negotiate them from doing it immediately and starting a clan war with the Bruja. So I feel like I'm on the winning side here of the negotiation. Price is right.
look at your almost topical reference. So proud.
He's thinking classic prices.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
no.
why I said almost. It's
Yeah.
not quite. It's not this era's prices,
No.
right?
That's
like
right.
that's
I really like that Bob Barker guy. I don't,
There he
I
is.
don't care what anybody says about him.
That's a
Actually,
for
I
you,
do.
buddy.
I do.
Oh,
He's,
no.
but I'm just saying, lowest number of deaths without actually going over feels like a win in this situation.
Maybe don't mention to the gangrel that you like Bob Barker.
Okay.
Storyteller aside, I have to look up Bob Barker scandal at the moment while you guys do this.
There were allegations of him inappropriately touching and treating the models.
he's a
Oh,
man
okay.
on television in an era where
checks
kissing
out.
women was
With a skinny microphone.
yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gangrel and the Bruja actually would probably not enjoy Bob
no,
Barker.
it's mainly because his whole sign off was, spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like also that's
Maybe
an
don't tell the
appropriate thing
gangrel.
that I feel like they'd be okay with because too many of them keep dying. That's why you spay and neuter your pets is to protect them.
Food.
Yeah, Victor will retract the statement of support for the
Thank you.
harassing misogynist. It was, I genuinely, Cody said it and then went, oh, that's not a good look on Victor. So, but he did punch Adam Sandler in a movie once.
He did.
So,
He did.
there's that.
So you guys are driving down the road. Is there anything that anybody else would like to have a conversation of in front of Hammy as you guys drive along? Okay. Well, Lucy is going to actually lean forward and put her head on Hammy's armrest, not armrest, the shoulder rest area. So Hamilton. And he visibly goes rock steady, very oh, there's a little demon right there behind me. And yes, Miss Lucy, can I help you? I sure hope so. Let me ask you a question. How much do you know about Malkavians? And it's a very like seductively, almost malicious way that she says that. I've only heard good things about your organization from
Jem thinks
Vegas.
very loudly, please don't fuck this man while he's driving.
And she goes, my organization. Now your employer's organization. How would you feel about switching sides? And he goes, I'm very happy with my current arrangement and current employer, and I'm good with the roses. The mirrors are lovely. And she goes, then I want you to turn the fucking music on and drive. And he hits a station and just blasts the music as you guys drive down the road. And she leans back and she takes her headphones off. She goes, that's so much fucking better.
Could have just asked.
Why? It's more fun this way.
Oh my god. Hey, what happens to a ghoul when their person dies?
How old is the ghoul?
Like a month.
Oh, what clan?
Nosferatu.
Oh. Yeah, in this city, you probably need to get him some new blood soon.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, it has a month. I'm just saying, like, who's one of the Primogen schools?
Yeah, he was Grins.
Who?
His name's Jerry.
Would Lucy know who Jerry is?
Yeah.
'Cause I know the prince would know, but I don't know if Lucy would
Yeah,
know.
it's Jerry.
Okay, so Grin has those big wide smiles.
Yeah.
We don't want those to not have some supernatural reinforcement behind it. Otherwise that's going to be nasty scars. You seen the Joker? Way worse. We just need you. We can. He's fine for now. Text him, say stay inside.
Okay. Hey, Jerry.
Dearest Jerry.
Jeremiah.
Hey, Jer Bear.
My favorite Jareth.
Things are weird? Question mark. Maybe stay inside for a while. Grin is dead. Heart emoji, purple heart emoji, gem. Oh God, I just got something from Facebook on my on my computer. That was beautiful. Well done, computer.
So that all happens, and you guys drive down the road, and you're Jace. You're still looking to meet with the sheriff afterwards, right? Okay. So you guys are going to go downtown, and you tell Hamilton
downtown.
You tell Hamilton where you're going to go, and he goes, okay. And you guys park, and it's at a one of the inner city like little tram station, like where you would buy your tickets to get on and wait for the train. There are kind around because this is the city. Do you guys go out and wait at essentially the customer service area, or do you stay in the car until the tram arrives?
Siren gets out of the car the minute they fucking park.
Okay. Does everybody else follow her lead?
I'm gonna be out. So yeah, I'm not waiting in the car.
Okay. So everybody gets out. Hamilton says, "Do you want me to wait?"
No, you're good.
Okay. Do you know how to get a hold of me? Hey, stay
Yes, I
safe,
do.
okay?
Trying real fucking hard.
Thank you, Hammy.
Do I need to tell anybody where you're at? Does he already know? You good?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And he just kind of looks at you for a second, and his image kind of softens a little bit and turns, and Lucy is right behind him. Anytime you need a ride, ma'am, just let me know. Your music sucks. And she like walks around him.
She's like 5 foot nothing. Just,
Yeah, she's very short, and Hamilton is definitely a large, very like don't fuck with this guy kind of guy. You see, like he's definitely afraid of her. And so
should be.
Hamilton gets in the car and drives away. And Lucy comes up to you, Siren, and is, I'm sorry if I fucked with him a little too much. Just
Do whatever you want. To any of them. I don't care anymore. Let's get this fucking over with, okay?
and Lucy looks at you, Jem. And, okay, and then Lucy actually goes and like stands next to Jem and will shadow Jem. Will shadow Jem as you guys walk forward to the customer service. And there's this little like 18ish 20-year-old girl. She's working the counter. She goes, are you guys looking for the dinner experience? That the last one is already left for the night. It's going to come back probably about 10 minutes, but it's, if you guys are looking for a show, you kind of already missed it.
Actually, we prefer the behind the scenes tours. Do you do like after hours? Like we just like check it out, see if it's worth coming back tomorrow.
And she looks around at all of you, and Victor, she notices your patches, yeah, and goes, are you, well, behind the scenes is really only offered to friends, family, and associates.
We are friends and associates. Well, we're associates now, and we hope to be friends soon.
And she kind of cuts you like this fuck you eye set that you, and she kind of taps your, she points to where your patch would be on her chest. She goes, are you sure you're not family?
I hope so. Yeah.
She goes, okay, we'll see if there's anyone that can vouch for you when they come back. It should just be a short minute or two, and we'll see if we can work something out. Everyone roll me a wits awareness.
Associate, family, and friends. Well, this is a shit show. I have 2 successes, and then 2 successes on my hunger dice, and then 2 critical fails on my non-hunger dice.
I got
So
so my 3 successes were an 8, 9, and a 10, and the 10 was on my hunger dice.
Okay.
So I got a critical success on my.
The
4
beast takes
successes.
over, and you look really intently at everything around you, and it goes away.
Dun dun dun. 4 successes, 2 of which are crits.
Okay.
I got 1 success. I think I've decided that Jem is a train girl.
That checks.
She's
Hey,
just-
you know what? That checks out.
Of course she
Wonderful.
is.
Oh, this is dope.
You don't
Look at
think
it.
they had one running around the ceiling of the CD shop? I feel like they did.
is it a pharaoh equinologist? Is that the?
Yes.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
Victor,
are
what is
you
your
a fellow
special-
Pharaoh?
what is your specialty in that was allowing you to roll against the gangrel area?
I have awareness. I took a specialty for kindred.
Okay.
In there, I didn't roll with it. If you'd like, if
You
I
go
can
ahead
roll
and,
those.
yeah, go ahead and roll those 2 as well.
A critical success and a critical failure. So 3 and 3. We're batting 500 here, no matter what we're doing.
So you guys, as Victor, as you look around, you do notice that there are like what looks to be like street kids. There's a couple graffiti artists on the side of town. They're making like a beautiful mural on the side of one of these buildings. And as the rest of you guys catch where he's looking at, aside from Jem. But Siren and Jace, you both recognize a very familiar.
It's Jessica.
It's
Oh,
not Jessica.
It's Sharpie.
It's Sharpie.
Sharpie.
It's
Yeah.
Sharpie.
It's
that's it.
Sharpie!
That was her name.
You notice that one of the Brujah ghouls is
Oh,
essentially she's still doing murals on the side,
good for her.
but you Victor would realize that there's a lot of Brujah around, but some of them are blushing of life or they're ghouls.
Okay. Gonna kind of see what if there's anything I can do to catch their attention or to speed this up a little bit, because we got other appointments to get to after this one. So nice mural. Your jacket's cool. I've had those. Wallet chains are out, my dude.
Yeah, and as
Like-
you're kind of like, because there is a little bit of time, like she's about 10 minutes
Yeah.
before the last tram gets in. If you do go up to, is your intention to actually like converse with any of these people, just to kind of like,
Yeah,
hey, okay.
yeah, sure. If I can start a conversation and they will get on board with us clipping along, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of the brew actually turn and goes, "Hey, yeah, hey,
Yeah.
oh, everything cool?"
Yeah. I mean, as cool as can be.
And he
given
kind of like
last night.
rubs his palm. Everything good?
And I'll be like,
Okay. Hey, Sharp, it's time to maybe we carry on about our business down the way a little bit.
I mean, not here for any of you, not here for anybody personal. Looking for just a little conversation. That's all.
Oh, fucking all right. Hey, and Sharpie is turning around. She goes, "What? I'm almost." Oh,
Yeah.
and she looks at Siren and Jace and Jem. Old friends, nice to see you again.
No.
Is it?
You fucking here for a snack too?
Hey, Sharpie.
Hey,
I liked your stuff. It looks good.
sorry, I don't really know y'all's names. All I know is y'all are the ones that were the chosen ones. But hey, at least I can still get a tan. And she goes back and starts to go back to her mural.
Anyone be so cranky when they're on trains all day?
And if nobody else says anything or does anything, soon you start to hear the hydraulics and the steel of like the tram pulling into the station, and you see the kind start to get off, and the lady at the front desk actually kind of like waves you guys over as Jem's staring at the train. She waves over.
It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I've never actually gotten to see it before.
And she goes, just so I'm aware of who to put you in contact with, is there anybody you would like to speak with specifically that can kind of vouch for the friends and family conversational benefits?
Yeah. Are you asking for my name?
No, I'm asking who I need to talk to.
I need to talk to Ramon.
Her eyes kind of go wide for a second. Oh, okay. Interesting.
We're bringing out the big guns. We're not
Yeah,
building
she's-
up the ladder.
She's like,
Start
oh,
with
you
the
want
top.
my boss's boss. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If we could speak with Mr. Musk,
Yeah.
please. I call him
Bring us to
Elon.
Mr. Musk.
Hello,
Mr.
I
G.
would like to fight God. Please go get
Yeah,
him and
if-
bring
if-
him here.
And if you want to bring Bill Gates with him, maybe throw in a Bezos. We'll take them all. We'll take the whole dozen pack. All right.
Just a whole
like,
lot.
when she kind of like, I'd be like, tell him Victor's here. I'm sure he'll want to speak with me.
And then she's
He
like,
comes out like Thanos. I don't know who you are.
I don't care. You still have to talk to me.
and she,
True.
she kind of like she flips the sign up from open to closed, and she takes the tip jar out, and she actually goes around and climbs inside the little railway. And
I'll stuff a 20 in her tip jar as she goes to leave and be like, yeah, there.
she looks at you. cool. And she climbs inside, and she actually comes out, and she goes, yeah, I told him. He said he'd be out in a second. You all have a wonderful night, and just remember that is a large income into the city and to our local economy of the city. So you guys have a great night. And she just like, you can tell she's spilling over words a little bit and just tries to get the fuck out of the way. Because it very much is like somebody like an Amazon warehouse worker that just got told, hey, go talk to like
Bezos.
go bring Daddy Bezos out real quick.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff, get you back into it.
And a couple seconds later, very quickly,
Blood.
he actually kind of a man leans out, and he's got a suit on, but you can tell it's like a casual suit. Like,
is he Miami Vice in it?
kind of. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. He hangs out, and he does have it unbuttoned. And there's like a few classy chains, but still chains. He's, hey Vic, come on in. Bring your friends. Long time no
Absolutely.
see. And kind of gets back on.
On we go.
And
On I go. Let me put it that way.
does everybody follow Victor?
Yep.
Okay. Lucy's actually going to stay as close behind Jem as possible. And you guys get on board, and Lucy actually shuts the door. She kind of like pulls it and shuts it real quick. Tasteful chains, yes. Like they're not big like Mr. T chains or like that, you know, the 3 little Figaro chain. It's jewelry, but it's not extremely tacky.
Siren's gonna stand as close to one of those doors as possible.
Okay. And you guys get on, and it's like you're in a restaurant's little dining area. You can see a couple plates. Ramon is actually taking the plates and putting them where they need to go, and putting them in the dish, like the dish cart tray. You know, dumping all the food in one little box and putting the tray.
Can I help, please?
No. Have a seat. This is my job. And he goes, you guys have a seat? Would you like anything to drink while we're here? Okay.
I'm fine. I'll look at the rest of them.
And would you guys like anything to drink? And he does like the little bunny ears while we're here. Okay.
No.
Just double checking. And he takes a little longer look at you, Jem, and then kind of gets back to what he was doing, and he kind of pushes the car out of the way.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Don't look at me, motherfucker. Is that wits insight?
Yes, ma'am.
Three successes, one's a crit.
Okay. What you get from that is that he's doing the exact same thing to you. He's trying to get the best insight check on who he thinks he could.
We are the Spider-Man meme.
It's like, because he kind of looks at you, and then he looks at the other people, and he doesn't make direct eye contact, like stare down eye contact with Victor, but he does kind of meet the rest of y'all's gaze a little bit. And he sits at the table and goes, find a seat, make yourselves comfortable. Victor, Mr. St. Charles. This is St. Charles.
Oh,
VSC,
James. James.
I got
Yeah,
I got your name wrong now.
you got stuck with mine, didn't you? Yeah, I know. Well, I changed the saint by century, I guess. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And he goes, Mr. St. James, what can I do for you tonight?
I was hoping we could have a brief conversation about recent events.
You were here to figure out why I'm still walking around and the rest of my associates are not.
I have a guess, but I want to know your thoughts on the matter, given your reputation of not just being a soldier, but an intelligent and loyal individual. So I thought I would discuss this with you as in a manner you and I might be accustomed to, directly and to the point.
I can definitely respect that. And he looks at Jem and he goes, "My condolences. If there's anything that my sect can do to alleviate any disturbances that you might find, feel free. Let us know."
Can I
Mitchell,
hug you?
did you ask? Can you fuck him?
Hug.
Oh.
Whoa.
Sorry, I was-
whoa.
My audio blinked a little bit. And I was like, all I heard was, "Fuck you." I was like, hold
Can I
on.
fuck you? Look, grief takes a lot of different forms. Sometimes we work through things. Can I hug you? Hug you?
he actually stands up and walks over a little, like he's looking more at Lucy now. And he looks at Lucy almost for
can I hug him?
permission. And Lucy just goes, "You're gonna do what you want to do, aren't you?" And she says that to him, and then he goes, if that would make anything better, I don't see what good it would do, but I understand you're new, you're younger, so yeah, of course.
Oh, she just like full on. Oh, thank you so much. And now that I'm touching him, can I insight check him again? Like
Siren, however, has snapped one of her drumsticks and just
Are
throws it
you
aside and
trying
pulls
to
out a backup
use
set.
what Lucy said earlier?
Yeah, I'm trying to read him or something.
Roll me an inside awareness and remember that you have your boon dice. For the viewers on Twitch and our followers on listening to the podcast, our audience can actually affect the game in little minute ways of boon dice and beast dice. Boon dice allow the players to roll additional dice in their rolls, and the beast dice allow me to roll additional dice against them. So it's always go ahead.
It's inside wits again, right?
Yep.
And then we have 4 boon dice. Can I use one? Is that okay, guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not asking you. You don't get to tell me what I could do. I mean, you technically, yes, but
Gem explodes.
Do we
and no one
though?
knows.
Like,
yes, that's why I asked. Okay, I don't have to use it.
No.
We said, yeah, I'm good. Matthew said, yeah.
yeah, no, we're good.
Everybody's
Okay.
playing. You're good.
Okay. Fucking talk. Okay. Sure. 2 successes, 1 crit success, and 2 crit fails.
Oh, okay. You get the briefest glimpse of confusion.
I can't do shit with that. And then she's gonna just kind of like genuinely give him a little squeeze because he asked.
And he does kind of like almost like robotically, mechanically kind of like pat your back, almost like he would burp a baby, just kind of like the pat rub.
Can she burp?
You can force yourself, but I mean it's
Oh god, yeah. I want to like just
and
burp like right past his head then.
you do, and he kind of like stops and puts his arms
Thank
behind his
you.
back and kind of steps away and goes, "Mr. St. James, it's you've met some of the newest in the city, some of our more adventurous individuals, but I will tell you what I think,
Please.
and I do not mean to be offensive in any way. Been around a little too long to start making just pissed off comments just to be pissed off. I believe it was either Lucy, Hancock, or RQ. And Lucy stands the fuck up, pulls out a gun. She goes, "You say that one more time. Just please. Just one. I didn't hear you quite fucking loud enough. Did you just say that I fucking killed my own prince?" And he holds up two hands and says, "No. What I said was, I believe that it could have been," and she just racks the slide. You're getting to it. You're getting to it. You're almost there. Now what? And he just kind of like puts his eyes down, like averts his eyes and has his hands up.
I'll stand up at this point.
Lucy
Lucy.
looks at you and she puts the fucking gun down. I just wanted to hear it again. I needed to hear that one more time.
He was mumbling a little bit. I heard it too.
I'm gonna take just that breath of, I'm gonna shake a baby breath, and then Why do you think they left you alive?
Honestly, because I know for a fact that RQ can sink into that fucking ground while I'm just sitting up there above, and I'm almost 100% positive that if I could do the same and she couldn't, we'd still be the only two left. Either she came back up, killed everybody she wanted to kill, went back down, or he looks at Lucy and looks away and goes, or someone else like Hancock did that and left us as fucking scapegoats. Now, to the best of my knowledge, there's only a few people in the entire region that can wake up and go to rest while the sun is still in the sky in any way, shape, or form. That's somebody you're looking for. Either that,
Great.
or somebody brought in fucking ghouls to murk us in the middle of, oh yeah, like you guys, to murk us in the middle of the fucking daylight.
That's about what I have assessed as well.
I would have thought it was the Second Inquisition, aside from the fact that there were still kindred walking around afterwards. There's no way that they would have not taken every single person, studied them, experimented on them, taken them into a black room or a black site, or asked every single one of us and claimed New Orleans as their own St. Leopold safe haven.
Agreed.
It was kindred. And he looks at Lucy, and I don't know who it was.
I have a further question. The Vegas, because while I didn't do an insight check on what was talked about in the car with Hammy, I did last session bring up with the texting inconsistency with Siren.
You did.
From hearing a story. There's a Toreador Vegas that claims some of your Bruja helped save him last night before the sun came up. Did you hear anything about this?
I did not know that he said that, no.
None of your people had told you or brought up any of last night's events?
Nobody's brought up to me anything about Vegas, no. They were out searching the city. They were out searching for either, the Catholics walking around the city, random priests and pastors and chaplains, or a lot of suits in the city that weren't already drained of blood and put in with their Ventru. So, no, none of mine have told me anything about Vegas at all. Everyone roll me a wits awareness. Or sorry, a wits insight.
Wits insight, gotcha.
Wits insight. Looking for that insight. Lacoon.
All right. 2.
One of them's a
1.
crit, but 2.
Okay.
One of them was a crit and 4.
Okay. So Jace, with it's essentially your 3, and with Siren's 5, essentially. Especially Siren, because you've been lying for many years, and Jace, because you're used to the Tremere lying and keeping everything hidden. At no point did he say he was unaware. He just said none of his people told him.
Yes. Oh, it was him. Oh, fucking hell.
I apologize.
She's going to should ask more questions of Hammy. It's fine. She's just fuck all if I care anymore.
You're muted.
So that's not exactly a no.
And he smiles
You were
a bit.
there.
And he goes, like I said, none of my people told me anything.
So why were you there?
Because a friend asked me to help him out.
Wait, what?
And at what point did you start texting from his phone instead of him?
The moment when he was unable to text any further.
What, if you don't mind my asking, what did he ask you and when did he ask you? Because theoretically he was beasted out. So was he asking you to help before that or after that?
Earlier on the night, he asked me to come by. Talk about expanding some of his interests and mine. It's not something we haven't done before. I get there, the fucking building's on fire, and I hear a pounding from the inside. So I take the nearest fucking rebar and start breaking down the wall from the outside. I'm really good at fucking shit up. Why is this being asked? The hell does this have to do with the city?
There was an explosion that happened that caused everybody to gather in one place, and then they all died. So of course we're asking about it. Do you think those two things aren't linked?
Do you think Vegas fucking did this?
No, we're looking for details about who and why
But if he was accidentally,
Vegas's club was targeted. There's lots of places that could have been.
and there's lots of reasons to bug somebody like that, who has the kind of connections he does to clean up, and you.
To clean up what? This is me asking. Clean up what?
To the cleanup crews, like he called in the people to hide the bodies when we did the murders.
The Vegas did, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And you see him. Go ahead, Jim.
Sorry, no, I was going to say the justice, not the murders. The justice.
That's true.
That
The
is
justice.
justice, yeah.
We slaughtered many sex offenders. That
Yes,
was
that's not
glorious.
murder.
Justice,
That's
yes.
justice.
Yes, correct.
You see
I
him.
never mean to take murder away from you, however.
Jace, after you let him know that you're not visibly, like you're not verbally accusing Vegas
mean-
of being like murdering the Primogen.
Verbally, no.
Okay, he's gonna roll a wits awareness. If that is what you're
Go for it. I mean, well, it's less about Jace actively accusing Vegas of doing this and more about him, Jace just not believing the story is lined up. So it's less about like Jace thinks that Vegas did this and more Jace thinks that Vegas's story is incomplete, and that's shady. When we're trying to investigate everyone, having somebody's story not line up is shady.
roll me a charisma subterfuge. And this isn't to say you're lying. This is to see if you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Or persuasion.
No, because you're not trying to convince him. You're trying to actively hide what you're thinking.
Okay, so 2 hunger dice. Got it. Cool.
Just gonna roll a beast dice on top of that.
I'm actually, I was about to say, can I steal a hunger or can I steal a boon die?
Yeah, you can.
Go for it.
Thank you, party. Okay, not terrible. 3 successes on my 3 dice.
Hey,
Okay, so here's what he rolled with his 2 beast dice. 1, 2, 3, 4 failures, a 9, and then 3 critical successes.
Fuck. Ugh.
I think he read you.
I think
I probably go for it.
so. He kind of crosses his arms a little bit,
Library's open.
leans back. Why don't you just ask what you really want to know?
I
you're-
did.
You're accusing.
I'm not. I'm trying to figure out the rest of the story because somebody's story involved them blacking out for several hours, which is normal. But trying to figure out the rest of the story. That's it. The one thing that I did want to ask actually is not to be blatant, but you immediately started accusing other people and didn't really talk about what happened with you while everybody died. Can I ask about that?
Yeah, of course. So as far as him being unaware, I don't know how aware he was. Every kindred is a little bit different with their beasts. Whether they decided to roll with the hunger and the frenzy, or if they decided to try to fight it the entire time. What's up?
I'm sorry, I got confused on the question that was being asked.
He was
and answered.
asking. He was Jace
Well,
was
yeah, because first I was explaining to him, I'm not necessarily accusing, I'm trying to figure out everything. And then also, Ramon, you like that this is Matthew clarifying that Ramon came out because Jace is trying to throw
Came out
the
swinging,
conversation somewhere else. That Ramon came out swinging. So why are like what was happening with you while everybody just because Jace is trying to throw the conversation somewhere else because he's not great at lying. Matthew
That's fine.
realizes.
So his response and what he's
Mhm.
saying is because he literally rolled 1 success and 3 criticals,
Yeah,
which is
for sure.
7 successes on his dice of being able to read what Jace is not
Yeah.
accusing, but you did mention that Vegas said that he wasn't aware.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know if Vegas is aware or not when the beast takes over. It is going to happen to each and every single one of you. And he kind of nods his head to Victor. He goes, this is going to happen. Whether you're aware of it is kind of up to you. If you fight it, there's no chance of you being in anywhere aware and control. But it does seem to last less time for those that aren't already extremely hungry. Do you mind joining me in another car? Need a little bit more privacy. And he stands up and he starts shutting the shutters on the blinds of the door. And Lucy just gets up and starts like following him.
Yeah. As I stand up to follow, we do have further engagements this evening. We're hoping to settle this matter before sunrise.
Of course. And he kind of like peeks out. Yeah, we should have time. And he turns to Jace. I think you want to see this. And he looks at you, Siren, and goes, you might too as well. And he starts shutting the shutters as he goes down. And there's only like 4 or 5 on each side. And then he goes and you follow him through another cable, like another car. And it looks just like this one. The shutter's already shut. And another one. And another one. And he opens the door up to one more, and it is completely thrashed. Tables, chairs, dents in the side of the car itself from the inside. If he is aware, he owes me a shit ton of fucking money.
Understood.
It's a pain in the fucking ass to get anybody going through the beast to...
Was this before or after his driver dropped off his Happy Meal, for lack of a better term?
Roll me a wits awareness for everybody that is looking around this room.
Yeah, fuck it.
Mostly she wants to know if we dragged him here with the food in tow, or if Hammy met him here and didn't tell me that. Because location is important.
1. Okay, so 0. Okay.
2 successes, 1 critical.
So 3 successes.
Yeah, with the critical, I net 0.
Okay.
The critical, I'm
Three
at 3.
successes and 1's a crit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
3 crits, 1 success.
Holy shit!
I like it.
I actually, so the it's a crit and then a double crit fail on the hunger dice.
Okay.
So I guess
so
Victor
glad-
gets hungrier.
Speaking
No,
of going
not-
into
not
the
for
beast.
this. It's just perception. I'm so glad that
That's
you guys are rolling perception and not like trying to feed or combat or something, because dude, you just would have killed everyone tonight.
Good.
You look around and you can see that it's been attempted to be cleaned, but there's some blood that only the hungriest of you guys would realize, that there's a little bit here, a little bit there. And he looks and he goes, how in the fuck do you think that we would... Sorry. He looks at Victor and looks at Lucy and nods. To lure a beast, you have to have some prey. We were already down towards the end of the city. I had Hamilton meet us there. Not my proudest moment, but it saved a lot of people last night, or the other night.
That's why he thinks he was hunting.
Hey, he was. Somebody else was hunting him first.
Yeah, no shit.
And he walks up a little closer to you. Respectfully distanced, but to strike kind of a connection. Me and Vegas have shared nights longer than you have been alive or dead. When a friend helps, when a friend needs help, a friend needs help.
I was not judging any of the choices you made. Not for a second.
Remember not to judge anybody else's too hard either, especially when they're
not.
in control of their actions.
You're misunderstanding my current mood entirely, sir. Now then.
And he does points his hand to not be around all the still blood and carnage of his things.
Yeah.
Victor, I believe you wanted to speed this along.
Absolutely. Have you seen or heard from the sheriff?
No, but in knowing the fucking Nos, they're hidden where they're going to hide at.
Done. Tonight, if we might put together a little powwow, I guess. See if we can.
Let's call it something else.
We might put together a gathering. There you go. Try to out the people that did this. And I'm hoping that, one, you'll attend, and two, I can count on your support in that endeavor, knowing that it is a calculated play.
Honestly, I don't know if my clan, my sect, is going to stay in the city without that prince. It doesn't matter who else you guys put into power. And he looks at you all. Vegas, sure. He looks and he goes, Iris, they're never going to let her. And he looks at Lucy.
That's the thing about people being in power. It's not about who you let.
I'm not fucking running this city. It's not happening.
I know you're not. But you seem to want to stay with the sect, with the Camarillo.
That's the thing. I only stayed because of Camillo.
And we might be able to... That might be arrangeable.
And without even rolling a wits awareness,
I was about to ask.
You see visible surprise on his face, and he steps closer, and he looks to you, and he looks at Lucy. What do you mean that might be arrangeable? What do you know?
I don't know enough, but I have reasons to have hope. I'm not big on hope.
Lucy actually stands up on a chair next to you guys to get more visibly eye contact level with you guys. And she leans as forward as the chair will allow. Do you think you or anyone else in this fucking city could kill my prince? I don't fucking think so. And she hops down, her little Lolita dress kind of just floofs, and she starts walking out of the train cars.
Iron follows her. So I'm going with her. That's an energy I appreciate at this particular moment. I'm not helpful here.
To circle back to an earlier question, what was happening around you whenever everybody died around you and you didn't notice?
And he looks at you. What happens to you every day when the sun rises? You
No,
wake
I'm
up.
aware. I'm just asking you to just to say it. I want to just hear it be said, so that I can say that you said it.
I had no fucking control over anything that happened around me, while I allowed myself to be around you all.
Okay.
And you can tell, like, it's not enjoyable for him to admit that.
It's fine. That's all I wanted. All right. Jace will leave, I guess.
Do you guys leave the rail car?
I'm still waiting. I'll look at him and be like, or whichever, what are you up to? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still chilling.
Okay.
I like him.
Well, Ramon looks at you, Victor, and he goes, whatever support that I originally agreed upon with Camillo, if that's still in play, that's still in play.
All right. Well, we're going to need a convincing show of that or something close to it. Hopefully we just play along.
And he looks at you and nods. He goes, "You're going to need the sheriff."
Yeah. Working on it.
Enjoy your night. Let me know.
You too. Put on your best chains, and I'll give him a. Do I know what branch of the military he served in?
To the best of your knowledge, it's the Marine Corps.
And then
Hoorah.
yeah, then on the way out, I'll give him a simplify.
Simplify.
All right.
Sir,
Yes.
I just, she's kind of get like as close as he'll let her. I just wanted to say thank you. Honestly, you're the first person that said condolences without me having to twist an arm for it.
Camillo had a lot more loyalty than many Malkavians in the entire world. He was honest. It's something you don't see a lot. He's not always the perfect conversationalist, but he was honest.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you ever need anything, let me know.
He kind of smiles. He goes, "Do what I can. I appreciate you."
And you're always welcome at the bar.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. Don't piss off the ghost. Bye.
And he kind of like, "What?" And you guys all leave. Now, what's the plan of
I like your
action?
train.
Briefly, as because the rest of them are back for a minute, as Siren followed Lucy out, she's gonna closely lean in. If maybe I'm just missing something here, but if you think he's alive, what exactly are we accusing people of? Because either he faked his own death to hide from something, or somebody killed someone they thought was him, and that means they're really bad at their job. What exactly are we hunting right now?
Can you say that to Lucy?
Yeah.
If I know the prince, here's what bothers me. They didn't kill Jem.
No.
They didn't kill me.
No.
We are the only three that have room backstage.
And you said he doesn't, someone said he doesn't sleep with his door unlocked.
No, the only one that sleeps in the house with the door unlocked is me, and that's because I can't lock it from the outside. I lock
And
his
you
door.
locked him in, I'm guessing.
I lock him in. I let him out. But I mean, it's just a piece of metal. He can't get out. He locks it from the inside. That stops him getting out and somebody else coming in.
I would like to insight check Lucy.
Okay, go ahead. And what are you actually trying to figure out? Is she lying?
Not necessarily that. If there's some secret back exit or something that she's not telling me because I'm not a Malk, like he is in any castle, there's a back exit for the king. She might not know about it, but if she does, she may not want to mention it. So that is 4 successes. No criticals, but 4 successes.
Would you like to use any of your boon dice?
Yes, I would, because you asked.
This is the first time anybody's really incited Lucy.
Yes, 5 successes, and that one was a critical.
Okay.
So 6 successes. Successes.
Everything that she's told you is 100% honest. Whether she's hiding anything or not, she hasn't let that spill. But you can piece that together that he would, if he has a back entrance, then you have more precautions on the other side, but it is an escape route that he would have.
Whether or not she would know about it is a different situation, but
Whether she would know, whether she would tell you, but
But
You
say well, then yeah, she's gonna. But say he had another way out. Say he had another way out. That really narrows what we're looking for. We're either looking for him having escaped, knowing something was coming, or somebody who knew about it going in. But
And
you
it-
think he's alive, so
and as you
Again.
guys are walking out, she goes, "I just want to know why he didn't tell me." But that is a
think he-
conversation for another day with him. I will have many days with him to find that answer, because he's not fucking dead.
yeah. Well, listen. Should you need a murder buddy? God, do I have some pent up anger I need to get out. So I think we could have some fun.
Now, as you guys leave the rail car, I want to ask you guys, would you guys like to take a break or keep going?
I told you 12 hours straight. No, we can't
not
do that
doing
because
it.
people have jobs. I know. I'm kidding.
Do
We
you, want,
should-
do you want to take a 10-minute break?
Probably take
Slightly
10.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Do a
Sure.
10-minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my kindred and the kind in chat can go ahead and get some water and get a break if they need to. Ravnos, thank you so much for the raid, and we will return very shortly. And see you guys
Discuss
soon.
conspiracy theories amongst yourselves in chat.
Exactly. All right, you guys. See you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blood in the Bayou season finale for season 1. The coterie just left off with Ramon of the Bruja. Found out a few answers to their questions. Gave Ramon a few questions of his own. And now we're on the way to meet up with potentially the sheriff, at least the contact. And going to St. Louis Cemetery number 1, the previous haven of Grimm, the late Nosferatu primogen. Now, Hammy was not told to wait. Are we taking Hammy, or are we... Oops, sorry.
She's gonna.
There we go.
How far away is the graveyard from here?
A quick run, or...
I'd like to run.
Okay.
I don't know that everybody can.
I'll just
Ramon,
get an
can I
Uber.
borrow
It's
a
okay.
car?
I can just Jem and I can Uber.
It's okay. We're just gonna Uber. It's okay. Yeah.
I mean, so Siren and Victor can 100% celerity run their ass.
Yeah,
There.
Siren,
No, it's fine.
Victor,
I'll
and
I'll
Lucy.
call a beef bus. It's fine. I'll call.
We can Uber.
work.
It's all good.
Yeah, seriously. You guys go.
No, it's
run.
fine.
Or we
It's
can-
fine. It's
it's-
already done. It's already taken.
New Orleans probably has one of those like rent-a-bikes or like
The
rent-a-scooters.
little
Like
scooters.
the little motorized scooters.
Like,
We can get one of those.
Vamps on
tour.
scooters. Vamps on scooters.
Yeah.
So you
my
text
God,
you text
yes.
one of the beef buses,
Yes.
and you hear from maybe like 40 feet away, Siren, boss, and you look, and there's just a ripped douchebag in a like, for convenience, a like pimped out Explorer with like low profile rims and like spinners, and he holds up the phone like, "You need a ride?"
Why are you here?
I didn't have shit to do. This is downtown. This is time to. He's gonna do some shit, but all right.
Sure. What the fuck?
I check your goal.
It's
No, I'm kidding.
convenient.
It is convenient for story reasons, which makes me feel like he's going to attack us.
Realistically,
We can
you
kill
have
him.
like 15 beef
There's
buses.
so many of them.
We
I
can
know.
kill him if we need
It's
to.
No,
you have them like throughout the city, so
Yeah,
it is
there's
convenient. I'm
odds.
letting
Yep.
you have that.
Yes, it is. Yeah, no, it is. That's the other reason I'm accepting it. It's fine. All right. Yeah. Let's
Photo. That's why
fucking
he's a
go.
douchebag. It's a pimped out Explorer. It's not like Vegas's Escalade or Hammy's Escalade. It's an Explorer. It's like
I love how much of a car snob this is car snob Sway, who's decided to self-insert into all the vehicles of
Yeah.
this.
So, are you guys going to pile into the beef bus number 2?
Sure.
Please,
Yeah.
You
please.
guys do. And Lucy actually like pops the back hatch and like sits down in like the back area.
Oh,
And
crap.
you just kind of hear her like bobbing along to her music and stuff. And you guys are now in the car. Is there any conversation you want to have in front of Beef Chad number 3? while you guys
Beef
drive
cow
down?
number 3.
No. Okay.
So
Go ahead, Jim.
so what's the plan when we go to see her?
Well, I'm hoping. I at least am hoping. If she knows we're still loyal, that maybe we'll find out something. And if not, we can at least let her know that we're trying to make it safe for him to come out again. At that point, it's up to her. I don't think we
mean-
can blackmail her. I don't think we can corner her. I don't think we should be trying to leverage anything against.
But we're
He looks directly at Victor.
sure that she didn't do it.
If she
She
did,
wasn't there. I don't think. I think she was sent. Well, she wasn't there when we left. To my knowledge, I
again-
think she was sent out to go hunt those that we thought were causing the explosion.
and again, do what? Technically, there's no crime. If he's
yes,
not
there
dead,
is. Primogens died.
yes, to
And
them,
The
yes,
prince.
is not dead. We've established.
Who's this
Yeah.
established? Just because Lucy thinks he's alive doesn't mean he's alive.
But it's the only thing we have to go off of right now.
He's alive. Don't fucking argue.
And also,
Oh my
Primogens
god,
died.
she has a feeling. Yeah, and the Primogens died. That's real.
Yeah, I know, but we're not really worried about who's going to take over their clans. No, we're talking about who's going to deal with the city as a whole. We've been focused this entire time on the prince as a whole. Don't tell me that now suddenly we're going to start worrying about all the other fucking Primogens. They've been a sideline to this the whole time.
No, they have not, Siren. The problem has been who has been killing kindred in this city. The problem is who has caused this explosion and then murdered theoretically several of the most powerful kindred. in
Not
the
only
city.
that last episode, and this is just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
It did come out that the gangrel Victor didn't say this, but he did say he was going to catch everybody up. So I'm going to let Victor decide of whether he told everybody this or not. That the gangrel and the Bruja, more so the gangrel, because of their population, has been losing younger kindred and some even, past generation kindred.
There is Victor sees no need nor want to hide any information I have gathered at any point from the coterie, and so I'll bring that up. I'll bring up the oddities of the planted Second Inquisition evidence, the evidence that with the stake and stuff, and this isn't Second Inquisition. It's not behaving like Second Inquisition. We believe it is a kindred because everybody was gathered into one place. Had to be something that happened during the daytime. So ghouls or a daywalker. So anything Victor knows, with I guess the exception of Addison's apartment number, or maybe that in specific, but as far as information I've gathered on this case is
and that is something I didn't specifically
and
bring
share.
up. That was kind of a big reveal from last episode, was that people have been losing kindred, like they've just gone missing.
Can I ask if Ramon has been losing kindred as well? Can I have had asked?
Yeah, well, RQ also told you that
She
the gangrel
Let me
has
know.
been, or the Bruja has been losing people out of the city.
Okay.
So while you didn't confirm that with Ramon, you have no reason to believe that isn't the case as well.
Okay.
my
And
point
I
is
go ahead.
No, go.
I was just going to say I've confirmed at the very least Addison, so the Ventru have as well.
Yeah.
Great.
my point is this. Worst case, sure, she did it. And then either he knows or she is going to do him in next. Either way, even if she did it, we have no leverage against her and no reason to hide from talking to her in the first place. Because if she was smart enough to be the reason behind this and trick him or trick everybody, or he's complicit in all of this, then we have to either assume they have their reasons, or we have to turn against the prince at the end of things anyway. So I'm still on the side of talk to her and see what she's willing to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was disagreeing with that. I think we were just disagreeing with your opinion that nothing bad happened if the prince is alive. That nothing wrong happened if the prince is alive.
No, I'm trying to focus because, as you may have noticed, we have way too much shit going on to deal with all of it at once. But generally, when you take the king down, the rest of the chess pieces don't matter anymore. The game is over. If the game is still going, and
This
we
isn't
can
a
figure out
game. This is people's lives.
Yeah, I'm fucking
So-
aware. I'm very aware. Don't talk to me like I don't know that.
Then
For a
stop
goddamn
acting like
second.
it.
All right, what metaphor would you like to use?
How about you don't
sir?
use them? How about you don't use them when it's
You
people's
don't
own
use them
lives?
to you don't use them to explain people's lives? Really? I'm glad that you have the communication capacity to do that. Maybe not everyone is as blessed as you. Maybe some of us need this to figure out how to see things. We're okay when Jem needs music. We're okay when you need magic. We're not okay when I need metaphors.
And the driver, like,
Sure, go
boss,
ahead.
boss, there's an issue.
Of course there is.
You guys
What,
look-
Chad?
And as you look forward from like turning away from the back seat, you see that you're coming up on St. Louis Cemetery, and there's like some construction that's going on inside the cemetery. You see a couple like covered areas. You see some late night construction crews with some lights up. They're not doing anything. They're just kind of standing around. But you kind of see that there's some internal construction or construction workers inside of the cemetery number 1.
The fuck?
Pull out my phone and text to that number. I think there's a construction hat emoji. Construction hat emoji question mark.
And you get back a question, a thumbs up.
Okay. Yeah, he'll look to Chad. It's fine. They're part of it.
And he kind of like just nods, and he pulls over a little bit away from the St. Louis Cemetery because there's not a lot of like he can't physically get further. Do you guys get out of the car? Okay, you guys get out of the car. You guys actually start to hear what sounds like hammers and some the power hammers, the jackhammers. Like it sounds like they're busting up concrete around the front of the entrance, and there's some along the way. Some are like redoing the mortar and the bricks along the outside. There looks like they're trying to expand the cemetery a little bit, or maybe make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But you guys walk up to the front entrance of it, but you can't really get a lot of visual insight into the cemetery. A lot of the fence has like plastic sheets of plastic up, so you can't see in, and it kind of like, you know, keep some of the debris from coming out and everything else. But as you guys go up to the front of the entrance to the cemetery, there's no one there besides some construction workers, and they kind of look at their phone and kind of like wave you over, and these are definitely not Nosferatu, because they don't look like giant gator people, or they're using their Nosferatu skills to remain hidden in plain sight. But as you guys walk up, there's no homeless guy out in front anymore. So it's up to you guys what you do, how to get in.
Oh, I don't like this. Is that one mausoleum that Grim was hanging out in, is that still there?
From where you guys are on the outside, you can't really see. There's too much plastic wrap and tarps and little canopies put up throughout the cemetery.
Fuck.
I'll start walking to where they're waving.
And he says, yeah, they were expecting you. You guys can go ahead and go on in. Just be mindful of everything that's going on. And they look kind of solemn.
When did this start? The construction.
Tonight would be the first night.
and I'll head towards where I hope to find
Yeah.
whoever I'm looking for.
And you guys walk in, and it's a different experience from every time you guys come here, because there's always been that homeless man out in front to kind of mess with you guys a little bit and to get the token of passage. And you guys walk in, and you see that on top of a lot of the mausoleums and crypts, there's little candles throughout the way. And you walk in maybe about a minute before you start noticing that there are Nosferatu everywhere inside the cemetery, completely, free of having to use their power of plain sight. So you all see a variety of grotesque forms, some hideous in nature that they look reptilian, like Grin did. You see some that almost look like bat people. You see some that are hunchback and hunched over, deformed and mangled arms, disheveled muscles, messed up bone structure. Some visibly appear to be monsters from every movie you've ever seen. Zombies. And as you guys watch and walk throughout, they watch you walk throughout. And you all walk to where Grin's mausoleum was. And you see about 8 or so Nosferatu standing around his mausoleum. There's little tiny candles all the way around, and they seem to be coming up and putting notebooks down, putting discs, like computer discs down. Some are from the 80s, old floppy disks, like the 5-inch floppy disk, the 3.5 millimeter floppy disk. There's some CDs, there's notebooks. And you see the sheriff. And as she approaches you, she takes out her sword while still in the scabbard and hands it to somebody that is walking with her. You haven't met them before, but they stay a foot or so back, but walk with her. She looks at Jason, nods her head, and looks at Jem. Are you okay?
Ma'am, we're sorry for your loss. He was a great man.
I appreciate that. It seems like if you're here, you might have some questions. And she looks to you all and then looks around to the other Nosferatu. Why don't we take a walk? This will be going on for some time anyways. And you guys follow her to a more secluded part of the cemetery. There's still construction tents going on, but you realize it's more to keep outside eyes out so they can't see the Nosferatu kindred walking the fuck around inside of a cemetery in New Orleans.
Before they walk away completely, Jem's gonna kneel down and like find some dirt in front of his mausoleum and shuffle it through her hair, and very, very, not like in a big way, but she's gonna find a seam on one of her pieces of clothing and just rip a little.
Okay. And a couple eyes catch you as you do that, and one nods, the other the more bat-like, the upturned nose, ears that point out too far. You get a look of, you're not welcome here, but no words are said.
I was gonna be your stepmom. I'm just saying.
You guys walk on, and the sheriff ends up stopping and looks to you, Victor, and says, Victor, I'm guessing you're the one leading all the questions at the moment.
I'm gonna turn to the group and see if they have anything that they specifically would like to start with, since they know. I apologize. You have me at a disadvantage. You know who I am, other than your station. I don't know your name.
Oh my god, we don't know her name either, Victor. What the hell?
I'm not asking you to
don't.
say it. I'm asking her.
And as she looks down, and for a long time I've just been the sheriff, but you can call me Candide. The title seems to be kind of up in the air. And she looks at Lucy. I think a lot of titles will be changing here soon. And Lucy walks forward. Gets kind of close to her and says, you know how we're all connected. And the sheriff, or Candide, looks at Lucy and says, circle of life and all of that. She goes, no, you know how we're all connected. Us. She looks at Jem. Him. And Candide takes a step back. Lucy takes another step forward. Where is he? And you realize that from behind you, you hear the click of the sword coming out of the scabbard, and then shh. And Candide raises her hand and says, no. How did you fucking know? Lucy goes, we always fucking know.
Well, she's right.
And Candide holds her harnish. He's here.
Where?
How's that?
Ghosts.
I'm trying to figure out if I heard that in my headphones or from Google.
I heard
You
something.
heard it.
Heard it.
Yeah.
But,
It's the voice of a little Victorian girl. Just move on, okay? It's fine.
Oh, apparently it was a fucking advertisement. Okay.
Oh,
Please,
fine.
little
sorry, guys.
Victorian girl. It's fine.
So Google goes, okay. And so Candide goes, he's here, but can't do that right now.
Fuck, you can't. Is he? What's wrong with him?
And she's just gonna, he's fine. But there are too many fucking eyes around to just pop out somebody who should have died with who they thought.
Can you at least pop us in?
And the man that was with Candide comes, you hear the sword slide back in its sheath and comes around and goes, not while everybody is still remembering Grin. He's
Sorry.
safe. He's safe. He's locked
It's not going
away.
to be for long. I'm going to fucking kill him.
And Lucy steps up and says, I will fucking kill him and all of you. Where the fuck is he? She goes, he's in the mausoleum.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And the man next to her goes, Grin for the prince. Grin took the fall on that one. Grin apparently had a few more tricks up his sleeve than we thought.
Who did this?
Your prince won't tell us. And she kind of sits down on one of the nearby like headstones. I don't want to discuss it here, but let's just put it this way. We'll be very quiet about it, and I'll tell you everything I know. Lucy, you locked him in. I got him out. She looks, what did you get him out? Got him out the back way. And all I heard was screaming from inside the entire time I did. So we went back.
Why did you get him out?
He told me to. He told me not to let him sleep there that night. So as soon as Lucy locked him in, she nods to Lucy. He met me at the back entrance. The sun went down. We woke up here. The ghouls took us where we needed to go. And then we found out what really happened the entire rest of the night. Apparently, Grin, his ashes lay where the princes were believed to. And you hear a tap on the plastic. And she goes over and she kind of pulls it back a little bit. Hey, boss. Tell him I'm sorry. It's not fucking time for that right now, okay? Come in. And a few seconds later, a human, a kind, comes in. We were supposed to get your prince out. Some of us were very loyal to Grin. All we knew is if the prince needed to get out, then so did he. We came back. Grin was doing what he could. But by the time that we could even get in the fucking room, it's not like we could do anything. It's not like we could fight him.
It's Hancock, isn't it?
That's a fucking pretty boy. I don't know what
Pretty-
you guys call him.
Pretty
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah, it looks like you should work on a golf course somewhere.
Hancock,
He has,
because he can walk in the day.
a cargo shorts, cell phone
He has a
holder.
phone holster.
Yeah, that guy.
Son of a cock.
He was fighting Grin, and we were just trying to get him out, and we couldn't do anything. We can't fight any of them. It's Grin. We didn't expect, and you see Candide kind of like give him a little chest tap. Grin apparently gets a little bit more sunlight than the rest of us. A little bit before the sun goes down, or a little bit after the sun goes down, a little bit before the sun comes up. We called him the shepherd for a variety of reasons, but we didn't know how literal it was. He would watch over us for a little bit longer than... And apparently, from what he and one of the other ghouls said, that it was a losing fight. They went back in. The prince was supposed to be dead. So they do what they usually do. They fuck with evidence. Put the ashes, some of Grin's ashes, in the prince's resting area. The rest are over there.
Lucy, where's Hancock?
You turn to say that. She's gone.
Fuck. Kindy, where is he?
He's in the mausoleum being currently remembered as Grin.
No, not Dad. Where's Hancock?
As far as I know, little fucker's in his playhouse.
But
Where is
And-
that? I need an address.
It's 44 Pavilion. I think it's 44 Pavilion Road. It's literally it's a traveling sideshow.
Knowing where that is now, can I
Yeah.
attempt to intercept Lucy?
Yeah, you turn and she's not running, like she hasn't booked.
Oh,
it.
okay.
You
Great.
turn a couple crypts and she's there. I was basically saying like, and as soon as she heard that in my head, Lucy started wandering away, and nobody was going to notice that until. But
Sure.
Jem wanted to talk to
Sure.
Lucy.
Yeah.
So you quickly catch up with her. Is there anything you want to say to her?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go exterminate a pest problem.
He'll see you coming.
I don't think he's gonna. And she turns around to you. What do you want to do? Because this needs to end.
I agree. I want him to come before all the remaining seats of power. Justice deserves an audience.
And with that, you get a big grin from Lucy. And she starts walking past, like, back towards the group. Sheriff, I don't think your duties are about done for the night. She was like, I can't just...
I think you need to call a meeting. And I think all of the kindred of station should be there.
And she looks at Lucy and she looks at Jem. Are we going to do this? Because I need both of your consent to leave him. She looks at
Yes.
Lucy and Lucy's like, fuck yeah, you're coming with us. I need a fucking sword.
Or I can call it and leave her here to protect the prince.
He's surrounded by Nas. I think he's fine.
And she snatches the sword from her companion. The prince needs his hounds just as much of his sheriff. He nods. And she starts walking. And she actually like puts a hand on Lucy's shoulder. And nods to you, Jem. Because she remembers that Jem doesn't like to be touched.
Jem does like being touched.
When Jem asks for it, Jem does not like to be touched as established by her with the sheriff.
Well, she got her in a weird place.
You mean right after you were...
Indeed.
Yeah. Yes?
Thank you. And she'll hold her hand out for a handshake.
And she'll take it and kind of grip it. Let's fucking do this then. And she pulls out her
I need to
phone.
meet Granddad.
And she pulls out her phone and starts texting. And she stops and she goes, I don't know who you all would contact for this. I can bring a couple, but the Primogen are literally gone.
There's still two. I think I can contact Ramon, RQ, Ricky. Oh, it's Ricky.
oh my
Uh,
god. No.
Yes. Okay.
She's some sort of Mexican fighting chicken. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay.
El Diablo. Sorry, Sway.
That's right.
Old callback. Rebecca Chase,
I
the
think-
Ventru. Jace.
I
Go ahead.
I
think
can
Yeah, I
contact
think we
Iris,
can-
but
I also think we can kind of handle this.
Okay, so do
well,
me
I
do me a favor.
Mhm.
while you guys are all walking out, you're still you all pull out your phones and contact who you want to, if you want to. Who all do you contact to meet you at the traveling sideshow to face Hancock?
I was
Or do you want to
thinking-
kidnap Hancock, or what do you want to do?
I was so my thought was to try to call the rest of everybody to a not Hancock controlled
Oh, okay.
location,
Okay.
and hope that he will come and show up. That put out the news. My plan from before.
Oh, okay.
But-
that works. Okay.
But that was my thought. Or just the news blast of, we have a new prince, come pay homage
Okay.
at La Save, or wherever you guys want to do it.
So the best locations you guys would know would either be La Save or the clubhouse. Not the sideshow, but like the Prince's clubhouse.
Yeah, let's do it at our place.
At the bar?
Yeah, because I want new furniture. My vote's for our place.
Okay.
Yeah, our place over the
Because
over
we
the
don't know
Prince's place,
everything
that's
that's
for sure.
The
that's in
death
there.
dance floor.
Yeah.
Yep. And
My biggest thing is and this can be something that we discuss on the way as well, but if it was Hancock, and I fully think it was Hancock, how does he not know that the prince isn't dead? Like,
There's no way
If
for him
he-
to not know that the prince is not dead.
yeah, like he has to know that the prince isn't dead, right? Because
but
he
the prince isn't here.
no, well, yeah, so like he might not know where the prince is, but like Hancock has to know that the prince is alive, right? Like because
Yeah.
if he's the one killing everybody, he would have known that he didn't kill the
Mhm.
prince. Okay,
So-
he just doesn't. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. Yeah, I mean, then yeah, like us being like a new prince, pay homage at La Save might be a fair.
Yeah, I
way
was
to
gonna
do it.
Try something to get him to come.
Alternatively, can't the Nosferatu, can they just look like someone? Can they look like someone we know?
No.
As when they do the
they're-
masking thing, they can't fake
it's,
that.
It's literally a nondescript person for
Good,
the
great.
arrangement
Just making
crowd at
sure.
the round. Yeah.
Just I wanted to check before we ignored the possibility of like something base.
Oh, for sure.
there.
That's fucking fair.
Yeah, before we can just disguise self into
However,
Remember
we
when
can
we had
also-
those people that could
We
look
could
like
also
anybody?
just fucking lie
So,
and say
yeah,
Camille's a lot and we've got him here. Like we don't have to say a new prince. We could legitimately, if he knows he didn't kill him, we could just be like, party for the prince at La Save. Fucking he doesn't have to be there.
the
But I mean,
one-
why did he show up then to try to kill him?
well, and the one thing that would maybe make me iffy on that is if because we think that it was Hancock and we know that it was Hancock, but on the off chance that there's somebody else that was in on it, we don't necessarily want to say, here is the thing, here is the only person you did not kill on silver platter for sure. Have at, you know.
Mhm.
If we for sure knew that there was nobody else except for Hancock in on this, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Let's say that, let's be like, hey bitch, the one thing you didn't kill is bait. Have at bait, you know?
How far is the traveling circus from here? From the
It would be about a 20-minute, like a 10-minute drive, a 20-minute direct line walk throughout the city.
I kind of want to swing by and like personally invite him.
Do you say that out loud? Is that something that you want to
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to swing by and like personally invite him.
do? Lucy tells you no. She's like, we're not getting
But-
close to him. We're not getting close to him. Not that close.
But I can do this.
Lucy looks at you. You're just sitting pretty even on Boone and Beast dice. Looks at you and says, That's what you want to do, but I'm not going.
It's fine. She's gonna look at everybody else and say very clearly, I really think that there should be a Malkavian on the throne. And if I extend an invitation and an olive branch, I think he'd trust it from me.
To invite him to essentially be the new prince?
Mm-hmm.
So you would know, even being Malkavian, that that is not something that, with Camarilla politics, that would be even, like, without taking it as control like Victor wants to do. The voting comes from another region, like a different, like Camarilla on high decides who's going to be in charge of
Okay.
a city.
So then, okay, then I'm not understanding why he killed people.
We're not sure yet why either.
Then fuck it. Okay, whatever you. We'll go
So-
to the bar.
The
yeah, we'll
Malkavians
go to the
act in
bar.
mysterious ways.
No,
I mean,
all right,
it might
We'll
it
just
might
go
be
back to the
because
bar.
he actively has somebody in mind that he thinks will try and take control, or he just doesn't give a fuck and he wants like wild everything to happen.
If you
There's
kill
no
more, if
telling.
you just assassinate the prince, it's clearly a prince specific thing. If he's been killing other people to disguise it, that is a little harder to track.
Yeah, exactly. So like, who knows at this point? That can be something we ask him as we stake him.
Okay, so you put out your feeler to, I'm going to say, your individual clans.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that we do not contact? Because you can talk to Iris, Siren can talk to Vegas, Lucy is already here, so there's no really for Jem to contact. Your only other big contact was Grin. Victor, you have Rebecca Chase, you have RQ, you have Ramon as well. And is the intention to invite them for a new crowning ceremony or a celebration that the prince is back? Are you saying you're taking control, Victor, or are you going to say that the prince is back?
What do you, the players, want to do? I don't want to, listen, Victor doesn't want to be in control. I think that is a good deception that,
And that's what I was
made,
taking it as, yeah.
It
that
is
may,
bottom line is, because we don't know why he killed people, he might not give a fuck. He might not come out if it's the wrong choice, because we
That's
don't
the
actually
thing,
know
I don't
why.
know what the bait is because I don't know what the purpose of the killing.
Yeah, that's why I was.
Well,
Yeah,
I think Cody's thing earlier might be at least, well, I mean it's anybody's guess at this point because Malkavian's going to do what Malkavian's going to do, but it might be just like what Cody was saying earlier, that this is not what his next step was intended to be. So he's now going to come and check to see what new piece is coming into the, like, what new pieces is being played that he did not want to, like, that he did not have influence on, you know? So even if it's not even if he doesn't plan to come there to stop it immediately, because that's not what he planned, but it's more he's coming here to check it out and look at it or whatever.
I don't expect Hancock to show up and be like, "Oh, you're in charge. I will kill you now." I
No.
expect him to show up and be like, "Oh, didn't expect that. I am here. Let me pretend to be your friend and ally." And then now that he is out of his house, not in his safe haven, surrounded by enemies, I can sort of be like, "Hey, why you been killing people in the daytime?"
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he can be like, "But it wasn't me." And we can be like, "But we know it was you because of all of these reasons. And and we both know the prince is alive.
Yeah.
And tell us the truth." And then we Caesar him.
Hell yeah.
That is how Victor envisions this going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jace, do you tell Iris?
Yeah, I'm gonna text her and say, come to Lasav, just roll with it. And then be prepped for fight.
And she goes, she sends you like the dice, the rolling dice emoji, the thumbs up, and like two swords, the two crossed swords. Siren,
Yeah.
do you tell Vegas?
Yep.
What do you tell Vegas? Kind of the similar concept, just roll with it.
Much more straightforward. Might do a murder. Would be nice to have you there, kind of, but all in emojis.
Fair enough. Hey, he sends back bouquets of roses ?
No.
Like one rose ? And then bouquets of rose ?
Good question.
I want to say that's him asking if
Do you
it
want
has
to
anything
bring
to do with
the
the
other Toreador?
Oh!
Or
Oh!
Yeah. Do you want him to bring
yes.
back up?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I fucking do. I have complicated feelings about them, but they deserve to be a part of this.
And so he texts back the squirt gun emote, and then a bouquet of roses, and then a sword on the other side of it.
Sounds about right.
You get the impression that he's going to bring his roses.
Yeah,
and
good.
not-
That's so much better.
not-
That's so much better.
Not
yes.
the little uppity princesses.
No, his rose is good.
So Victor texts Ramon. What does Victor say?
Ramon, as far as I understand,
He's on the same page as you.
I have laid the groundwork
Yep.
with Ramon. I do tell him to bring them if you got them,
Okay.
right? BYOV, and again, play along, and we'll end with I'll give him some scales of justice. Maybe I don't do it in emojis. I don't know. I'm not crafting an email right now, but that is.
Gotcha.
But he is on board, as far as I understand. Same thing.
But we assume it's something along the lines of the battle lines have been drawn.
Yeah.
Dear Ramon, the drums of war have begun to play. We can't get Siren to stop playing them, in fact, but we're going to try.
Ramon, as per our last correspondence,
As per
I
my
have-
last email.
Yeah. I have the groundwork has been laid, and so comes the day of battle. Let us cry havoc and let's slip the dogs of war.
Fuck.
And what do you tell Rebecca Chase?
Um,
Kind of the same deal.
yes, yeah, and because I had kind of mentioned it previously.
Mhm.
Please arrive at Lasav. Bring those that are loyal to you and whom you trust implicitly. We require a great showing of support and the preparation for potential violence. So something
Okay.
along those lines.
And it's going to take you guys. Go ahead, Jem.
Jem's gonna text Rebecca too.
Okay.
Hey, everyone's texting, but I don't have anyone to text. I really miss Addison. Like cry face.
God.
You just get a single sentence back saying, "We'll get him back."
Saying, how did you get this number?
Who the fuck is this?
I'm sorry, who is this?
We have a new lead,
Who told you you
Victor.
could talk to me?
Somebody texted me saying they missed him.
Oh,
Dun dun dun.
So you
I'm
guys
I'm gonna text Iris several of the witch emotes
got you.
in a row just because I
Iris
should
wouldn't
have
have
thought as
done
well.
anything else but that.
I know,
Yeah.
but everybody else was clarifying, and I didn't want to be like, Matthew failed to say something.
She
Oh,
brought
no,
she brought all the people
premieres.
that she actually hates. They started drawing sigils on the bar everywhere.
Perfect.
And as you guys come out of the canopies, Candide says, "I'll meet you there and bring some of my people as well." What?
I have one last person to contact.
Okay.
Alex, have you done anything dumb?
And she texts back, "Not yet. Getting bored."
I'm about to do something dumb.
Where?
Lasav,
On my way.
be cool.
Ice Cube.
All right. Done.
No, let Lasombra be cool. Say Lasombra. Be cool.
Lasombra, be cool.
And as you guys step out of the canopy, you notice that the crows are, there's dozens of crows on the cemetery. On, like, they're kind of, some of them have like obviously shit on the construction workers. They're like trying to get it off. But you can tell that they were following you. They are tracking you, and they're probably going to follow you to the next location without even being asked.
Great.
And you kind of explained to RQ what you plan on doing anyways.
Yeah.
And so you all split off with Lucy as Candide and one of the obviously now hounds have a discussion that you can't really make out. And she takes off running that is borderline using celerity fast. And is the next step to go to Lasav. Okay. So you all get to Lasav and you're surprised by the delegation that is already there. And you see Joey outside, like, no, like trying her best to like keep back. Like, you don't own this shit. This ain't your place. This is my you know whose place this is. It's not yours. You fucking can't just come in here.
Joey, it's okay.
Fucking never mind then. And she just opens the door and like walks inside. Free shots
Honey,
for fucking everybody, I guess.
You did a good job. Thank you. Oh, hey, Chase. I'm assuming you called Iris. Please don't get rid of the ghost. I like him. He's my friend. Cool.
Okay.
I would like to catch Jem aside for just a quick second as people are filtering in. Jem, this is your bar, right? You own it.
It's our bar.
Yes, but you were the one running it when I showed up a few days ago.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Do you have a really big chair?
Yeah.
Can I
Your
borrow
chair
it?
would be the really big chair.
Oh no, it's not really big. No, it's like it's fine. It's
Right.
ergonomic. No, like we have really like high back leather.
Yes, I would like a big fancy chair.
We can say for a vampire owned bar that you have like the two high back throne chairs on the stage for like
Oh no, not on the stage. My God, those are like
Okay, my bad.
seating. Yeah. No, the stage is for
They're
stage
Jace's
stuff.
oracle reading cards.
Yeah,
they
that
are
would be-
upstairs in the. Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
even got his little sit down area that would work.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't think that shit is themed?
Yeah.
Honestly.
So you guys have the high back throne-esque chair downstairs that Jace usually sits in when he's getting his witchiness on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy it.
I'm gonna shit in that chair.
You guys do, and you walk in, and there's quiet for. It's always when you walk into Lasav and there's no music playing. For some of you, it sets you on edge. For the rest of you, it's just odd that something is different. The air of silence is a bit off-putting because none of the other kindred are speaking, and they're self-segregating themselves into their specific cliques.
Victor will make the rounds, and in a performative way for those that are perhaps not in the know,
Mhm.
but in a genuine thanks for doing this way for the leadership that has been informed of what's going on, and the other people may know as well. He's not sure, but
And you see Rebecca Chase give you a very deferential nod, very in front, like very in front of everyone, shows a sign of deference. I don't have my notes open. Your contact that you briefly spoke with, the venture contact of the
Mm-hmm.
is
From the blood
Alexander.
bank. No, that's his friend.
At the casino.
At the
Mhm.
blood bank.
Yeah, the
Oh,
bank.
at the blood bank.
At the
Yes.
circulatory
Yes.
system.
Circulatory system. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that doctor. Yes.
Kyle.
No, I cannot remember.
I
It was something like Victor Alexander or something. Like it was very.
Yeah.
It was
Hold
something.
on. I'll see if I can find it, but he is there.
But he's there, and he is confused, and he's continually like looking around of like, I'm here because I was asked to be here. I'm not exactly sure what the fuck is going on. And
Alexander Vale.
Alexander Vale.
Ah,
I was
there we
close.
go.
Alexander
It
Victor.
You
was
were.
Alexander.
You were
Yeah.
very close. Yeah.
And he kind of like looks around and he's like, yeah, of course, I'm glad to see you again. And if there's anything you need, you just let me know. We still need to have that conversation, though.
I'm sure we will have many conversations, and I'm sure that you will be extremely forthcoming of any needs that we may have in the future.
And he just kind of looks like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Victor hasn't acted all.
Oh,
He is
okay.
going to play.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to play this part the best he can.
And so some of the ones that you don't speak to, I'll look around like, all right, this dude is very
Under to
fucking
3, by the way.
Okay. So very important seeming for those that don't know either one, the situation, or two, who the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk around.
Oh,
and-
it's free. It doesn't
yeah, it
cost
doesn't cost you anything. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
And Vegas looks at you, Siren, and you see that he's wearing his coat and his arm is kind of to the side. But there seems to be more weight there than when you saw him earlier on in the night.
She will, as people are posting up or gathering or whatever, she's actually going to head to the lighting catwalk above the stage and wait there. So there's nowhere to snipe from this bar, but that feels the closest to having a vantage point above, and also it gives her a minute to, because she is wildly uncomfortable with there being no music in here. It's fucking with her, and so she is going to go at least to where the music should be,
Okay.
and sit up there and wait.
Jem's gonna start playing shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing saying that this is still y'all's haven. This is still, it still belongs to the coterie and what you all want to do. There's no one going to say, okay, turn the music off. We're trying to figure out. They don't have the right to do that, especially in this kind of setting. So, Siren, while you're back there, if you want to play some music, you guys can.
Yeah.
She lets Jem pick the.
Okay.
She just goes up.
And as Victor comes around and makes rounds with Vegas, and Vegas is with a couple other, they look like musicians, but they look like street musicians. They look like, they're not the standard toreador that you're used to seeing. Is like if you could say New Orleans toreador, this is what you would expect.
Nice.
So this is the blood of the jazz and the music of New Orleans right here in your bar. And
Nice.
he looks at you and he nods, kind of like half bows, and he winks at you, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you go around, and Iris she's standing with a few essentially other witch moms.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple witch dads in the group.
All cardigans, all of them.
There's a few cardigans. Yeah, there's a lots of beanies.
Yes!
Beanies and beads.
They have some crystals.
There's you do see the
Plants.
crystals.
Yeah.
Somebody holds up their succulent, like I brought you. But you don't see the stereotypical Tremere of the suits, like the uppity money side of the Tremere that you've seen before. And Iris, she doesn't shake your hand, but she does kind of nod, and she looks at the other group, and then they also nod, but they do get that look of confusion of okay. And then you see the mix of Gangrel and Bruja with RQ standing there, and she's wearing a pair of shorts, like cut off shorts, kind of frayed at the bottom, and just a black tank top. And she's got boots, like she's got her leather boots on, and she's standing toe to toe with Ramon. And Ramon has got his leather jacket on, or sorry, his Levi jacket on, sleeveless, patches. This is like the Ramon of yesteryear. And he's got his black steel-toed boots on. And he does have a chain across his chest. And he's like, he sees you coming, he goes, I brought my best chain.
I like it.
So, still on board with what we talked about earlier?
Absolutely.
All right. Then he nods to you and he nods to RQ, and they kind of go step back to their separate groups.
Having made, once I have made the rounds, even if Hancock has not arrived, Victor will ascend to the stage and begin one of many, I'm sure, Camarilla-focused speeches that he has heard over the years.
Just Victor doing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Him doing the R&B hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um,
Hand him a sandwich. Just hand him a sandwich.
no, you drop the sandwich. You have to hand off. Yeah. He'll start, expounding, and keeping his eye towards the door. Does want to make sure that Ricky left some people outside.
Well, you start to hear like pounding on the door.
Okay.
Jem, you're going to go over there and get the door?
Joey, can you open the door?
If she doesn't, I will.
Yeah, well,
I-
Joey's kind of standing on the door. Like, she's not sure. She wasn't told to explicitly go the fuck away, but she is very much like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to serve drinks.
Yeah.
And so she opens up the door, and Candide comes in with a pack of like 6 very, at first, very nondescript, like people that she just met off the street. There's somebody looks like is a barista. There's one guy that looks like he's another street musician that comes in, but when they come in, their forms shift and change, and you hear like the wrenching, the retching sound of the Toreador.
I will step down to greet them if I was up on the stage. I will show the same deference to them that I have shown to everyone else.
And the Toreador you see that Vegas tries to like. Everyone roll me a insight awareness, or wits insight. Sorry, I keep saying insight awareness. 4. Okay, Victor, go ahead and roll 2 more dice for your kindred discipline or kindred specialty. 5. Okay.
3 with a crit.
Okay.
And 3 and a crit. Sorry. So 5.
Okay. So Siren, you think it's you know why it's not as convincing as it should be. Jace and Jem, you look at that and go, "Oh, it's fucking Toreador. They can't be around Nos. Oh, it's gross. So scary." But Victor, you look at that and you're like, you've seen even like the hardest asses of the Toreador meet toe to toe with Nosferatu and have to literally remove themselves, at least from the specific area, because of the Toreador bane of, I need everything to be pretty and I can't be in a spot that I don't find physically attractive, mixed with the I am hideously grotesque, supernaturally so.
Yeah.
That it's surprising that the Toreador aren't acting more disgusted. But everyone else's eyes are still on you.
I make note of that, and
Candide walks up to you to greet you as you greet her, and nods and actually takes her sword out, rested on her, like in front of her as she kneels. She takes a knee and then stands back up and puts her sword back.
Absolutely. And I will. Good sheriff, I would humbly request that you and your hounds perhaps make some concessions for our Rosen brethren.
And she nods, and you see she turns towards the Nosferatu, and they all start to kind of like line up alongside of the wall, you know, at essentially at like an army at ease with their hands in front of them, or behind, or sorry, parade rest with their hands kind of, they're there to, they look like soldiers. And you see that the Toreador, Vegas actually nods to Candide and turns and kind of gets to his roses, and they line up on the other wall, trying to say, like, if they're going to do that, we will also give the same space to them.
And I much appreciated Vegas and your Rosen brethren. It is a new day in New Orleans. And I will continue or begin the performance. Hopefully it is not I don't have to vamp for long.
Well, and that's the thing is Candide actually
Just eternity.
Candide actually comes to stand next to you on stage.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's about 3 minutes into your speech that you see that I'm sorry, and Rebecca Chase is also there. You had that conversation, sorry.
Yes.
You see Alexander Vale like turn to Rebecca Chase and like, what the fuck is going on? Like very loudly. And he starts walking. No. What the fuck? You're not even fucking in our city. You were just asking me for information the other day. No. Come
Mr.
down.
Vale, if I may. You see collected among you a number of what remains of New Orleans power structure, each of which I have built a personal relationship with, each of which that has sworn their fealty to me as not only one of the eldest kindred in New Orleans at this time, but a highest ranking former Camarilla member. They recognize that this is a time for new leadership, a time in which the tragedies of the past must be buried, and we must seize upon an opportunity to build the city into the ivory tower that we all deserve.
And he looks at you. This is not what the fuck No, fuck you. Get down from there. And he starts walking towards you. And you see that some of the Nosferatu come off the wall.
I will motion them back. Mr. Vale, I have asked you once. Now I will tell you, as your prince, as your elder, and as your very god, you will bow.
And you see that he reaches inside of his jacket.
I celerity and I choke and force him to the ground.
He's, as you're running and as he's pulling, you see just the glimpse before you put him to the ground, a wooden piece or a piece of wood in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is mine.
Yours. Who's promised you such?
And he starts to take it out.
As he does, how close am I to him?
You're close. You're still choking him out. Like he's.
If I have him, I just pull him close and I lift the jacket where the Second Inquisition stake has been sitting inside to force him to look at the blinding light of faith.
You both had the same idea. I need everyone to roll me a willpower check.
Oh,
Because
no.
while his is directed just to
Mine's directed just at him.
Just yeah. Well, yours is directed just towards Alexander Vale. His is out in the open now.
Mhm.
I forget. Is willpower affected by hunger?
No.
Okay.
Composure resolve. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this very easy because we have. I'm just going to roll 1 for each clan because I'm not rolling. Okay. 3.
Wow. Okay.
2, 3,
Two-
4.
Two successes, but 2 crit fails.
Okay. Not 10, 5. Okay.
3 success and 1 was a crit.
All right. So we're going to go in order. So Siren, go ahead.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Siren, you're fine. The fact that you're above, I got you. You got you with your 5. The fact that you're above and not actually, yes, you're obviously looking at what's going on because it's a big thing that just happened, but you're not. The Toreador, the Lucy, and let's see, the Nosferatu and the Ventru are fine. Jace, you and Iris and the rest of the Tremere, I'm gonna have you roll
Uh-huh.
a D10.
Uh-huh.
Odds are fear, like a fear frenzy. Evens are blind and incapacitated. So what did you get?
Got it. I got a 4. So even.
Okay. So while everybody kind of shields their eyes from multiple of these items because they were crafted of the true faith. Now they're not being wielded by someone of the Second Inquisition or those really of the true faith anymore. That power does not work for you all, but it was crafted and inlaid and carved with the scripts of true faith. Everyone kind of shields their eyes, but you see the Tremere scream and kind of huddle against one wall all together, Jace, yourself included. And he's going to try to take a swing at you, but with your celerity and the fact that he doesn't have celerity, and he is also semi-blinded at the moment. You are, however, are not. You're able to force yourself to look through the pain. Okay.
3 hunger. Just letting you know for enacting celerity and potence.
Got you.
I will catch his hand and just sort of force him to drop it and cover it with my jacket if I can.
You hear a scream from the door. As everyone hears a scream at the door, and you look, and it's Hancock standing there with Joey. As Joey's body falls to the floor, and Hancock leaves the bar, runs out of the bar, and Alexander Vale goes, "No, me!" Ah!
I'm running after him. There's
You
enough
ca-
people
oh,
in
fuck.
here.
And you see a few people run ahead of you out. And before you can get out of the door, because people like to get in people's way, the sheriff comes over there and snatches up Alexander Vale. And so does Ramon, comes over there and wraps his chain around and actually uses a tire iron to link the chains behind his back together. And as you guys run out into the night, you see Hancock taking off, looking behind him as he's now being chased down the city by essentially every kindred of a certain political leaning towards Hancock. Hancock does not have celerity. Victor does.
Oh, okay. Then this is just a waiting game. Okay.
Yeah, Siren, do you run after him, Siren, or do you stay?
Where? Oh fuck. She actually will, but she's gonna go up the tech way up instead of trying to fight through the crowds. She is already up above the stage. There's gonna be a tech exit that goes right to the roof.
Yeah.
So she's gonna take that and take the roofs and cut him off from that side.
And
Because I know fucking stages.
And as you do, well, not only that, you have a specialty with stages.
Yes,
So
I
Siren
do.
knows it.
You don't think I put that shit in there on purpose?
That's just Siren's preferred terrain. Is her just like
Rooftops, yeah.
Literally,
stag running
stage design was one of
over,
my
over the rooftops of New
stage
Orleans.
design was one of my specialties that I picked for
And
this.
Siren,
So,
as you're running across the rooftops with celerity, you're joined by numerous crows of the city.
I've never felt cooler in my life.
Cawing.
Oh, motherfucker.
Siren
Yeah,
says out loud.
the Assassin's Creed.
All you hear is
realness.
like just the multiple caws of all of these crows running,
Caws back.
flying
like a
with you
maniac.
as you're running in the same direction. And through their speed, they're able to stay in pace with you. And very quickly, Victor, you were able to pin him into a side alley. He starts to, no, you don't understand. I was just there.
I understand very well.
He starts trying to swing at you, but with your celerity and the fact that there are now multiple people, showing up,
Explain
including
yourself.
I don't have to fucking explain shit to you. He was,
Yes, you do. Look around, and I'm gonna wrap him and then just hold his head and show him every clan that's here.
and very quickly it's the spokespersons essentially that have joined you.
Yeah.
The Nosferatu for the most part are plain facing it, blocking the alley.
Mhm.
At this time, Jace, you and Iris and once it was covered, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're not in pain. Now, do you want to stay in there or do you want to
Who ended up staying to kind of keep track of Alexander Vale?
Ramon is still there. Aside from Ramon, the other spokespeople have left. There are a couple of different kindred from the different clans there. Iris is still there with you. Vegas is gone.
Okay. He's gonna look at Gem. I think we need to keep an eye on this one. They can handle him. Right. All right. And he'll stay. He'll stay with Gem.
And as you're sitting there questioning him, roll me a wits awareness, Victor.
Kindred specialty or no?
Yes, kindred specialty.
We still have boon dice, just saying.
Let's see how the first roll goes.
It's
I
just
agree.
it's just perception. It's just
Yeah.
Don't just perception me, you son of a bitch.
Shit. 10, 9, 9, 7, 6. I would like to see the Matrix, Alex.
you for a brief tiniest of seconds, you see the Madness Network as Lucy pops up with a gun underneath his chin, underneath your two arms holding him up, slides it in between, and puts the gun right underneath his chin. I think you should answer him. I really want to do this, but I promised that I would be patient, and I am losing that fucking promise real quickly. And she just holds the gun there, but you have a gun like a couple inches away from your face, like just. He goes.
I'm gonna act far cooler than that, but kind of be like, this is not where I
we
want
need
it to
to teach Lucy gun safety.
be.
Hey, she's no misfires. No, she's good.
I never.
She just has no problems whipping that shit out at the fucking earliest convenience. And he goes, I don't have to explain anything to you. It's all how it's supposed to be. Everything is how it's supposed to be. He'll die eventually.
Maybe.
You hear with your celerity, you hear the first stage of the trigger be pulled. Not the not the full click. It's not going off, but you hear the click, like it's so close.
Yeah. I'm going to torpor him.
With the stake that you have still.
Not the Second Inquisition stake, not the fancy stake. No. I have other stakes.
You
get the good China.
You notoriously have your bow on you, like that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I have my my crossbow stakes that I'm gonna torpor him.
Okay.
And
there's no real role that he can have to combat this.
No. But I'm gonna look at Lucy as I do. And I will very slowly from the back. Just
Okay. And the smug I beat all of you face is frozen into that shape as he enters torpor. And most of the kindred turn to start walking back to Lissav because he didn't make it very far.
From her view on the rooftops, Siren, seeing this, she texts Jace and Jem. I still think we're missing something. He wasn't surprised at all.
Don't respond. She almost slaps the phone out of it. She knows landlines.
We were told that we understood that they were secure enough last episode, which is why, yeah.
Oh, we were?
Siren? And you've been texting people?
No, I haven't.
Well,
you texted Rebecca Chase, remember? We had that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Rebecca. I give a fuck about y'all.
Siren and Victor, roll me a insight awareness. Before Siren texts that, I want to get this roll.
That's fair. Good. Excellent. Thank you.
No.
So I want you to be able to read him.
Insight awareness.
4.
Okay.
And maybe I don't text that.
4 as well.
Okay. The surprise was at the door when he walked in and saw everyone else giving deferential treatment to Victor. The surprise was the fact that Victor had someone else on the floor. What you're seeing there is the Thanos, I just lost. I know it's inevitable. It's whatever. It's I still took so many pieces of your chess game off the table. Just because I didn't get one doesn't mean I didn't win the city.
Then never mind. I don't text a goddamn thing.
I always do that just to make sure that I am explaining their reactions well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
You get the impression that he was not expecting that, but he was going to do his best to get the fuck away.
I mean, yeah.
And then once he knew he was caught, he's not telling you anything. Now, what is the plan of action? Are we taking him to the clubhouse? Or are we taking him to Lissav?
Lissav is right there.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go to Lissav.
Okay.
I would like to show Vale and be like, hey, suck it. And sorry, that's the least Victor thing I think I've ever said.
We are rubbing off on him. Yes.
Yeah.
He is evolving.
More importantly, Candide. And I'll let her know. Like he wasn't expecting the world we set up for him.
And as you guys kind of Weekend at Bernie's him back, he looks like a really smug drunk.
Yeah.
That you guys are just kind of like getting him back to Lissav. It's only like half a block. He did not get far. The beauty of celerity. And as soon as Alexander Vale sees him, now he's still chained up, his hands not secured behind his back, but his arm is definitely secured behind his back. He looks up. Ramon has been talking to him, and he sees the smug look on Hancock's face, and he's confused. And then the camera sees his eyes shift to the stake, and his legs just go dead weight from underneath of him, and he falls to the ground on his knees.
And Victor, hoping to incite a celebration, will look at Candide after telling her that he wasn't expecting the world we made for him, and then say, I think you can call Camillo and bring him out now.
And you hear a variety of shocks and gasps. And not but 2 seconds later, Camillo walks in, being escorted by the hounds.
Prince of New Orleans, as per our agreement and arrangement, I lay before you dual traitors.
And he walks over to Jem and puts a hand out. You're muted.
Is everyone watching?
Everyone is watching. Camillo just came back from the dead the second time.
She'll take his hand and force a smile.
And he looks obviously pained, and he looks weakened, not beaten, not friends like hunger frenzy. He just looks like he's been in a hole for the last 2 full days. And he walks over to Lucy, and Lucy reaches out and gives him a hug. He hugs her back, and then he whispers something in her ear. Jem, give me a insight awareness, or a wits insight. Sorry, wits awareness. Give me that perception check.
Two.
2 successes. Do you want to roll? Do you want to use your boon dice?
Do it.
Do it.
Sure.
Okay.
Why
Go
not?
ahead and roll me another 2.
Another 2?
Or another 1 or 2. You have 2 more dice.
Oh no, I'll just take the one. No, it was a 5.
Okay. You hear him say, "Tell her," and then that's all you really get. And he walks over to the sheriff and turns around. New Orleans. Every fucking night in New Orleans. Most of you, I know for a positive fact that I have done well by you all. Ramon, you've had free reign in the city where other princes have kicked your kind to the curb, and I appreciate your loyalty. I have failed the majority of the Primogen here. That's evident by their absence. Ramon of Clan Bruja, if you would like to leave, there will be no ill will. You are always welcome in my city. But I ask that you stay and help me manage things a bit more clearly. RQ of Clan Gangrel, I apologize for the mistrust. And she looks kind of confused. I honestly thought that it was you. And she looks almost gleefully and like happy with herself. The Tremere looks like we're going to need to build up the city a bit more securely. The Chancery was attacked. Things were done without my knowledge and only afterwards given consent for. the Toreador, I'm glad that this bouquet is here tonight. It's obviously apparent where my loyalties lie with the Rose Garden, by who is lacking at the moment. And he looks over to the Nosferatu. While I think that your relationship with the Ventru led to this in a variety of more ways than either clan will ever admit to, and he looks to Rebecca Chase. Ignorance is not a crime, but ignorance needs to be enlightened. But I sincerely weep for the loss of Grin. And he slides the sword out of Candide's scabbard. And with a very quick motion, just like the Night of the Embraces, removes the head from the shoulders of Alexander Vale. And he starts walking slowly closer to Victor, where you have Hancock. I think he can rest on his knees for the moment. Yes, this is the Princeton. So the prince walks over and he rests the blade of Candide on the shoulders of Hancock. I don't think that this was your fucking idea. And he starts to kneel down, where he's eye to eye. Because for the entire time, Hancock couldn't see. He's just the 1,000-yard stare of torpor. And I'm going to pull out every thread of information and blood that you have until I get the answers. And he raises the sword up and slowly drags the blade across his skin on his forehead until every drop of information and scream comes from your web. You are not the spider. I am. And he stands up and he kicks Hancock. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I wish to give my thanks to Victor and the coterie that he requested to be able to have access to in finding out this information. They were on a special assignment from me to find out what I couldn't prove, and the evidence lays before you. Siren of Clan Toreador, Jace of Clan Tremere, Gem of my own Malkavian blood. But you notice one of the coterie is missing. Addison of Clan Ventru. For far too long you all have rested on the fact that, don't worry, the prince will see it coming. Any danger the prince will see coming. Oh, we have another Malkavian, Gem. She can see things. Gem will see it coming. None of you found anything to do with the Second Inquisition in my city. And you hear Candide drop to her knee. I'm sorry, my prince. It wasn't just your task to take care of my city. Now, my sheriff has informed me of some of the things that you all have let slip from me. And he starts taking a step towards Rebecca Chase. Miss Chase, I'm of the understanding that you were also unaware of a lot of things. I saw your direct emotional fallout when your child was taken from you. That I can trust. Clans, I want to know who you all would like to be your primogen going forward. Iris, Vegas, Rebecca Chase, and Candide of Clan Nosferatu have my vote. But, to speak of it amongst your own, Candide, Iris, please remain. Everyone else, Coterie and Victor aside, you are dismissed. And everyone drops to their knees, then stands back up and walks out. Jem, your friend at the bar is still breathing. Get her up, get her safe.
Yes, my prince. She'll go grab Joey.
Iris, I would appreciate it if you could find a way to get this individual into your gardens. And she looks and she nods. Is he to remain? Oh, yes. Indefinitely so. Make it so that can't be pulled out unless it's by my hand. Of course, my prince. And she looks at you, Jace, and just kind of nods and walks very quickly out of the room.
It will follow.
You're going to go with Iris? You can.
No, I'll whenever she nods me, I'll nod to her and then stay. But he's fully planning on going to her later.
Okay.
But he'll stay for now.
Victor, I sincerely appreciate it. I asked for a shield and you were more.
Then be whatever's needed. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad that we have found some of the answers to the questions I had asked. I'm glad you had the same questions. I do still have a promise in your city, locating Addison specifically. Although I do understand my friend has worn out their welcome. I'll happily take the time to see them relocated. I can understand you not wanting me to stick around. Or wanting me to.
And he holds up a hand. You did everything that I asked of you and asked very little in return. For all intents and purposes, you have saved many a life or unlife in the city. You and the coterie. With the exception of Jace, you all have a life boon from me. If your friends would like to remain in the city, they may. They have free passage if they decide to leave and return at a later time, with the exception or with the expectation that they announce themselves to either myself or the sheriff in the future.
I'll convey that to them.
You may stay or you may leave as a friend of the Prince of New Orleans.
It's nice to have friends.
Jace, your life boon is me allowing you to be able to walk around the city. And you see a glimmer in his eye. That's
it.
That's more of an... That should tell you the opinion in which I hold Iris for allowing her childer to do something that I would kill them both for in any other circumstances.
No nod. That's it.
Luckily, one of the issues with your clan is already gone. Hopefully, in the future, we'll have some better leadership. And Vegas takes a step forward and goes, I'm not sure what you need me here for, Prince. Whether they like it or not, whether you like it or not, you are now Primogen of the Toreador. Your roses and their thorns, if you will, were worth more than the entire rest of your clan. But me and you need to have a little discussion about your bar. Now, does anyone else have any questions before I leave?
May I walk you out?
Would you like to walk me home?
If you'd like, my prince.
Everyone besides Lucy, if you could excuse us, you're free for the rest of the night. Think of your boons over the coming months. They stay on the record as long as you need them, but I would soon settle debts than let them linger. And Vegas actually goes to stand next to you, Siren. And Lucy stands next to you, Jem. And you hear Iris come back in with 2 helping hands to remove Hancock. You hear a van door slide open. They wheel him out or drag him out. The door shuts. You hear the van start up and drive off. Now you all have the prince's leave at the moment. Do you stay?
Victor is Alex is not here, correct? They didn't show up for the party.
Alex
They
did
didn't
not
make
know.
it. That okay. I'm gonna go intercept that nonsense and go get my
Right.
bike back. Yep. I'm gonna but before I go, as I go, because Victor might be riding off into the sunrise, I guess. We don't know. I don't know what he's doing yet. I'm gonna stop by the members of the coterie and just very quietly kind of hey, kind of to each of them. I appreciate all the help you gave me. I know difficult. I don't have many people I work with or many people that are friends. It's tough after a few decades in this life, especially in this position. But you all stuck through it. I genuinely appreciate it. Other kindred of your age, with their primogens gone, with their prince gone, with their friend gone, would have curled into a hole, ran away, cried. Nothing wrong with crying, but I genuinely appreciate you sticking it out. If you need anything, you have my number. And I will go find my bike and stop my La Sombra from
when
doing
you-
weird shit.
When you step outside, the bike is waiting for you
Aw,
with Alex on the bike.
Hey, there you go.
She goes, I was not coming in there for that shit. I saw you drag that sorry ass back in there. I'm not going in there. There's a lot of they came back. A lot of people came out and looked at me. Did not say anything, but did not want to fuck with that.
No, don't. No, you missed me being Prince for like 5 minutes, so that was something.
Hey, we can always go take it over another city.
Yes, we can. But let's
That's the spin-off show. That's the
yeah.
that's the Sunday night show is Seattle by night.
The new buddy cop.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a 2-person. It's one storyteller and just Cody as both characters.
We'll just do Orlando by night, where Lucy
Yeah.
and Victor take over Orlando.
Listen,
Shut
We've
up! I
tried to
watched
do
the shit out
Shadowrun
of
in
that.
Orlando. We've tried to do Shadowrun in Orlando. We know this city way too well. We have contingency plans for everything already.
Yeah.
It would be a very fast show.
Yeah. So at the very least, Victor is going to help Alexander get resettled somewhere else.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you guys. Please continue.
So Siren and Jace, do you stay?
Tyrone will look at Vegas, goes, so this is gonna suck for you.
Yeah. But don't think it won't suck for you too. Come on, we got work to do.
I think we do. She'll head home with him, I'm guessing, tonight.
Yep. Vegas bows his head to the prince, to Lucy, and walks out. Jace, are you gonna follow the
Jace is gonna get a rent a scooter. Gonna go over to the ancient site. because
Witch
he
on a
doesn't have
scooter! Witch on a scooter!
So much better than
Yeah.
brooms. That's his
Yeah.
modern day broom.
But so he's gonna go over to ancient site to be able to help out Iris.
And so, Jim, the prince and Lucy are there, and the prince looks at you, and he reaches out to grab your hands. Let's make this right.
Try.
And Lucy puts her hands on y'all's. I'll make it where it's easier for everyone to try. Oh, what? Do you think you're innocent in all this? You need to try as well. And she starts walking towards the door. And
Me?
the prince just kind of smiles at you. Not everybody has the greatest viewpoint. Let's go home.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No.
Lucy
Fuck
stops.
off. You died. You didn't tell us that you weren't dead. I mourned you. Lucy was inconsolable.
I was in a hole,
Say you're fucking sorry.
and he he grabs you closer and he actually hugs you. You will never understand how sorry I am for leaving you confused and alone. The cell phones
You
don't
picked
work in
me out
Brick.
of nothing and then you abandoned me. I had no one. I have no Addison. No one. And I didn't know what he could hear and what he couldn't. It's all breaking now. It's all breaking.
Then let's put the pieces together.
Fine. Tell me what.
What?
What'd you say to Lucy? Tell her what?
Tell her I'll make it right. And Lucy goes, that's not what you said. Tell her I was sorry.
Because you were going to go and not say anything.
I had to be the prince. Now, I have to be the prince in something more. And survive every night until we figure out what his plan really was.
I wasn't lying. I really saw them.
So what? Hold on. Storyteller, saw what? What?
The Second Inquisition. I
Oh.
did see them.
He looks at you. I saw the attacks on 9/11 months before they happened. For months I was called insane. Every day the attacks never fell. Every minute at 12:35 when nothing happened. When there was no fire alarm, when there was no smoke, when when the planes never struck, when the second tower never fell, and there was only one who believed. That's why so many fell when the buildings did. Just because you saw them doesn't mean they're not coming. Doesn't mean they're here. That's what I tried to explain. That's what no one else could understand, is if they saw a threat that it must be here. Now, presently. That's not how we work. You could have saw them arrive 20 years ago. You could have saw them arrive 20 years from now. The preparation doesn't change. You could have seen St. Leopold or the Second Inquisition government agents from the first time that they arrived. Or they could have just arrived tonight, or tomorrow night, or the night after that. That's what me and Grin were working on. And now he's gone.
I'm sorry.
We all are, I think. But as far as me and you, just because there's things that I don't tell you, doesn't mean you're not worth being told. But there is a form of protection in your own ignorance. Welcome to the web. And then that is where we are going to pull the camera away for season 1, finale of Blood in the Bayou, as the camera pulls away from New Orleans. We see 3 men, 2 that are standing there at the baggage claim, 1 person getting off the plane with a briefcase in his hands, dressed in a suit, greeting the 2 other men that's already been in the city. He says the words, "We have work to do." And the camera pulls away in the clouds, and we end tonight's episode of Blood in the Bayou.
Whee!
Yay! Sorry it went long, guys. There were a couple story beats I needed to finish up and a couple conversations that you all needed to have. I'm so glad that you all have celerity. It makes things so much better sometimes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because I was like,
Glad
okay,
someone
if
does.
Victor doesn't
I
run after
built
him,
to fight. Like I would build myself to
Yeah.
fight. Like that is why I took it. Like
because like if nobody with celerity runs, he has a 50-50 shot of getting away.
now the motherfucker rooftops. I was ready to yeet myself at him.
But luckily,
Batman Siren.
Yes.
Alrighty, you guys.
Well done. Thank you. It was a wonderful game.
Of course.
yeah.
So we will see you all in roughly about a month. Pay attention to the Discord. That's your one-stop shop for all the news and all the stories on this channel for Rep RPG. Ooh, well done, you guys. You all survived. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens to
Somehow.
Addison, but
Well,
alright, you guys. Thank you so much to the audience. We appreciate you. And stay tuned for more episodes of Blood in the Bayou and all the other greatness here on Rep RPG.